Atlantic City, a town square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Isn't it about time for somebody's favorite radio program?
Yeah. 97.3 ESPN presents The Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
When I'm driving, I got a guy on the radio who talks to me. I can't see him, but he talks to me.
Now, live from inside the Ocean Casino Resort Studio, here's Mike Gill.
Barkley behind Hurts. Motion to the near side of the field. This time it goes to Barkley up the middle, across the 40, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Touchdown! Saquon Barkley, 70 yards.
Shot out of a cannon.
Definitely puts a smile on your face. You know, they told me on the sideline that I broke the Eagles franchise record. So these are things that I train for. I'm big on, visualizing stuff, visualize success. So when stuff like this happens to me, I kind of ready to put it out there and let it come to light. But I'm just in a spot right now where I'm happy, thankful for the organization to bring me in here and just being consistent, seeing how consistent I can be. And it's all great now. And again, MVP chance and rush for 255 yards. But the beauty of the NFL is you got to get ready for next weekend.
That was Saquon Barkley after a historic night. You heard it all right here on 97.3 ESPN. What's up, everybody? The Sports Bash is live at Ocean Casino's Fanatic Sportsbook. At the Gallery Bar Book and Games, the Eagles dispose of the L.A. Rams last night, and it was really a night of the ages for Saquon Barkley. What's going on? I'm your host, Mike Gill. Pete G is my on-site producer. Josh Henning is back at the Ocean Casino Resort Studios. And boy, I'll tell you, on Friday's show, when we left to go home for the weekend, Saquon Barkley was 6,000 to 1 to win the MVP. He is now down to 600 to 1 to win the MVP. He is the fourth shortest odds in the league, and I will give you my reasons why I think Saquon Barkley can win and possibly will win the MVP award. But I don't know where you start with last night other than Barkley, but man, there were so many things in that game last night. Some good news, some bad news, and obviously a big win because the Eagles win, Washington loses. It puts them 2.5 games up in the NFC East. They stay pace with Detroit for the number 1 seed, and I think they continue to kind of chip away at any doubts that people may have whether this team is going to hit the skids like the team last year that got out to that 10-1 start and then fell apart and that everybody lost confidence in, including when this team was 2-2 this year, where there were people starting to question the team then at 2-2. And as they have won 7 straight games now, I think a lot of people have been, I don't want to say finding reasons to not believe, but have allowed reasons to cloud their mind as to whether or not they believe in this team or not. So after that game last night with that performance from Saquon Barkley, what is your mindset on this Eagles team? Is he, Saquon Barkley, allowing you to kind of let your guard down with the offense, and do you buy into the defense that you saw last night against a Rams team that, look, has some offensive weapons? They've got some talent with the 2 receivers, actually 3 receivers. Robinson's a veteran receiver who's pretty solid. The running back, Kyron Williams, is a tough back, and obviously Matthew Stafford. So there's some talent on the offense for the L.A. Rams, and the Eagles early in the game had a little bit of trouble with them, but really made some adjustments and won at the point of attack. They won the game defensively the way you want to see them win the game defensively, getting pressure and winning up front, not having to blitz. It was a perfect blueprint, really, from the end of the first quarter on. Their defense kind of set the tone for the rest of the night. And then what's going on with the offense, you're seeing Saquon Barkley do this almost every single week, where you're bottling him up, you're bottling him up, you're bottling him up, and then bang, he nails you with a big one. He nailed him with multiple big ones last night, and he kind of ran away from the Rams secondary last night. And he runs away to a spot here where you're talking about an MVP. And I think when you look at MVP, it has been a quarterback award. The last time a non-quarterback won that award was 2012 when Adrian Peterson won the award. So you're going back over 10 years ago. And we looked at the numbers for Adrian Peterson. When he won that award in 2012, he went over 2,000 yards. Barkley has that shot. But I'm going to tell you, see what you guys think about this, why I think Barkley has a legit shot to win that award. And I think Barkley has a legit shot to win that award because of the hard knocks. I almost feel that the writers are going to vote and support Barkley as a reason to almost continue to pile it on Joe Shane and this Giants team, which yesterday looked like they quit. That season is completely unraveled. And I almost feel like this is a vote for the running back. Let's make the running back cool again. Let's pile on the Giants and continue to show how poor of a decision the Giants ended up making there. I'm going to vote for Saquon Barkley. I wouldn't be shocked if Barkley was a bigger factor because of that whole story that you saw a lot today. I mean, every time Barkley does something well, all you have in your mind is that John Mara quote is, "I will lose sleep if he signs with the Philadelphia Eagles." Not only is he signed with the Philadelphia Eagles, he is having an historic season with the Philadelphia Eagles and has a chance now to win an MVP. Those odds are now legitimate. He is 600 to 1, plus 600, if you will, to win the MVP. So those are legitimate numbers. Those numbers went from 6,000 last night, plus 6,000. And as the game went on, if you just kept kind of looking at the updates, it was 4,000, it was 1,200, and now today when you wake up, it's plus 600. And he is the fourth shortest odds. It's Josh Allen, and I think it's Josh Allen 1, I think Lamar Jackson's 2. I don't remember who's 3. Is it Jared Goff 3? And then it is Saquon Barkley number 4. But in that season, 2012, through 11 games, Barkley's numbers are better than Peterson's numbers. They're close, but Barkley's numbers across the board are better. And keep in mind how many touchdowns Barkley has lost because of the tush push. Well, he didn't give the tush push a chance last night as he just absolutely broke off for not one, but 2 70-plus yard touchdowns. So, I don't know, guys. When you look at this team offensively, now, mind you, last night was one of the biggest offensive games they had of the season, and they were missing Devontae Smith last night. He was not there last night, so you would think that the passing game was a little bit more limited last night in what they like to do without Smith there. Brown had a nice game. He went over 100 yards. He scores a touchdown. And that was one of their probably most complete offensive nights. So, this offense looks like it's continuing to grow together. Pretty good game from Jalen Hurts last night. There wasn't so many moments in the game. There was a couple where you're like, what are you doing? Or he missed that guy. That's going to keep happening, I think, with him and just the way this thing kind of goes. Will that hold them back? Is their offense explosive and big enough, big play enough, I should say, for them to kind of surpass Detroit in your mind? Or is this going to be Detroit is 1 and Philadelphia is 2 until further notice? Let me know what you guys thought about the game last night. 609-403-0973. I don't know if I was more impressed with, obviously Barkley has a historic night last night. But I don't know if I was more impressed with the offense last night getting by without Devontae Smith. Or was I more impressed by the defense last night, which really the biggest question about this defense is, can they get pressure? Now, more on why they have some problems on defense coming up here in just a moment. But their defense last night, I thought, was a problem for Stafford for a lot of that game last night. They really got to him, knocked him around. I thought Milton Williams was a big factor in the game last night. Jalen Carter was just a game wrecker last night, even though the numbers wouldn't really say, hey, this guy ruined this game. They had to double and triple him almost all night long, which that allowed other guys to take advantage. but Brandon Graham had an unbelievable game last night. He had like 6 pressures, 2 quarterback hits, a sack, a pass defended. I mean, this guy was all over the place last night. Unfortunately, after the game last night, in the locker room, Brandon Graham broke the news himself that he was, in fact, done for the year with a torn tricep. So he is out for the rest of the season, and he will now miss the rest of the year. And, of course, the Eagles already have pass rushing problems. Brandon Graham has turned the clock back this year. This was his final season. And now he puts himself, the Eagles, in position where they are going to be light on the defensive front. What do? We'll talk to McMullen. We got Sal Pao tonight at 5 o'clock. And, of course, Grayson's grades are coming up. No Sirianni today. He's actually talking tomorrow. So we'll have that tomorrow on the show. So, boys, what were you more impressed with last night? Offense, Barkley, defense, pressure?
I would say defense. I mean, Barkley is separate, but defensively, third downs, Rams were 0 for 8. So the defense got off the field. They weren't on the field for very long. Stafford was pressured, but they didn't really blitz them. Their blitz rate was pretty low.
No, the one time I remember the blitz last night was N'Kobe Dean. He blitzed, and he ran right through the running back. I mean, he literally took the running back
he
and
blasted
ran him
Kyron
right over.
Williams.
Yeah, that was like the one blitz I remember vividly last night that was like a factor in the play.
And Stafford was good. I mean, Stafford didn't have a bad game. Stafford didn't turn the ball over. I mean, he didn't have a very bad game like Gene.
No, I mean, you take a look at Stafford made some great throws. He had some big plays. But unfortunately, the pressure was it was consistent enough.
Right.
The pressure was consistent
enough. It affected him in the pocket, and he was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
As well as also Cooper DeJean sticking with Cooper Kupp the whole game.
Yeah, no, and that was one of the questions going into the game. I'm glad you brought that up. Because one of the questions going into the game was this Eagles secondary against – this is a different – Kupp and Nakua are a different type of receivers. You know, they're not these big physical like Jamar Chase or, CeeDee Lamb. They're not
or even A.J. Brown.
Well, A.J. Brown, right. He's in a league all by himself almost. Those guys are these quick, short, shifty kind of receivers. And you were wondering, could Cooper DeJean, who's kind of a longer, he's not the typical build for a slot corner, and would he be able to kind of turn the hips and run with a Cooper Kupp all night long?
And he
boy,
sure did.
He absolutely took him out of the game. I do think that early in the game, they were trying to figure out what's going on here. What are they doing? And then, bam, when they figured out and made those quick adjustments after the first quarter, they got lucky. The Rams went down the field and then fumbled. I mean, they were clearly going down, and it looked like points were going to get put on the board. And the Eagles get that fumble. And, by the way, good job by Nick Sirianni to challenge that call because the officials actually ran another play.
Right.
But Sirianni had said, look,
I
threw the flag, so they ended up doing it. The other Sirianni play was a big factor in the game, was when the Rams elected to go for it on 4th down after they declined the penalty.
4th and 3 versus 3rd and 13.
They then go for it, and then Sirianni says, no, wait. I changed my mind.
That was interesting.
I'm going to now take the penalty and push them back, which caused 3rd down. And then they get the sack. Milton Williams ends up getting the sack on that play, and that really changed the dynamics. And then they missed the field goal. Right. So because if they go for it there and potentially get it, who knows? And maybe they score a touchdown in that spot. Instead, they end up with nothing. So that was a big spot in the game, which I don't even know what to think, because Terry McCauley made it sound like the officials really messed that up.
Right. The coach has to make a decision one way or the other in a timely fashion. I think that was the term he used. In a timely fashion, do you want to accept
and the way that he described it was as if they just assumed that he was going to take the penalty and then just marked it off. I don't think that's what happened. Do you guys?
You think Sirianni got one over on everybody?
I think that Collingsworth and Tirico also feel that Sirianni got one over on. Don't you guys?
Well, I think that it depends on because we can't hear what's being said on the sideline, but I've heard two different angles in this. You mentioned Terry McAuley last night. I've heard other people on different shows say, hey, like, for example, this morning on Get Up, it was Rex Ryan. He said that, Sirianni has the right to make that change if he doesn't know what the other team is going to do. That the idea that, if you're not being presented by the official with the correct information to make that decision.
If you're not being presented the correct information,
well, then that goes to McVay. That he didn't get that he put his team out there too quickly.
Too quickly.
Right.
Right. Well, so I guess the official has to say to Sirianni, do you want to accept the penalty? It'll be 4th down and 3. Yeah, but still, I don't understand how, like, he would say, I want to take the penalty. I want it to be 4th down because I don't think they're going to go for it. Well, then they go for it, and it's almost like he said, whoa. Now I want to – because they're going for it,
well, it's similar,
I changed my mind.
Mike, it's similar to how in baseball it's like, hey, I'm going to bring in my left-handed pitcher because there's a left-handed batter coming up, and then the manager says, I'm going to take the left-handed batter out, but the right-handed batter in.
Yeah, but you lose the hitter. That batter's burned.
True.
Because you can do that, but once the guy's announced as the hitter, let's say, for instance, Brandon Marsh is a lefty, and you're going to hit Austin Hayes for him, okay? Now batting for the Phillies, hitting for Brandon Marsh is Austin Hayes. Well, then the team then brings in a right-handed pitcher. Well, then once Hayes has been announced, he's out of the game. So you could hit for him, but he's not eligible to come in and hit later on in the game. You know what I mean? Like in this situation, I don't know who got over on one, but Sirianni making the decision to change on that is a big play in the game.
It seems like the NFL needs to probably look at this in the offseason and make a tweak.
I don't know that I've ever seen that
doesn't happen
before.
Again.
I don't recall ever seeing a situation like that where they announced that it was declined, the team lined up, and then the team said, wait a second, we actually want to take the penalty now. But it was a big play in the game because the Rams end up getting sacked on 3rd down, and then they missed the field goal, and then I think that pretty much puts the game out of reach for them.
And again, the Rams were the team that were penalized, so it should be the Eagles' advantage to, I don't know, be the last team that decides how the play is going to go.
See, I would think that you have to make the decision on whether you want to take the penalty or not, and then the offensive team says, okay, you took the penalty, well, we're going to go for it.
But they were the team that were penalized. You see what I mean here?
Yes. The Rams were.
Yes. But it seems like the NFL should probably take a look at that.
609-403-0973. 609-403-0973. What do you guys think about my thoughts on Barkley possibly being an MVP?
I think if you look at the numbers, MVP-wise, you've had Peterson, Tomlinson, Sean Alexander, and Marshall Faulk. Those were the 4 guys that have won the MVP from the running back position. And I think his numbers are right on par. I mean, Peterson had over 2,000 yards.
Well, his numbers are
2097 with 12 touchdowns.
His numbers are better. Right now, they're better than when Peterson won.
Right. So I got the numbers of Peterson in front of me. Through 11 games, Peterson had 1,236 rushing yards. Through 11 games, Barkley has more, 1,392. Barkley has 10 rushing touchdowns through 11 games. Peterson only had 7. So Peterson got a huge chunk of his numbers after 11 games that year.
Right. Well, listen, Barkley still has work to do, but if he stays on this trajectory, he's going to pass Peterson. And my point is, I think the writers like this story.
It's a great story.
I think they like the story of Joe Shane completely messing this up, getting caught on tape, basically.
Yeah, on video footage. We have video footage of him completely making a mistake with Saquon Barkley.
Well, and the whole thing of Mara saying, I'd lose sleep if we lost him to the Eagles. He goes to the Eagles. Like, it just seems like, you know what? Let's vote for this guy. Like, let's make it that much worse for the Giants. I don't know. Maybe the writers aren't thinking about that, but I wouldn't put it past them.
But if you look at Peterson, Tomlinson, Alexander, Falk, I mean, aren't you putting Saquon Barkley in that group of players?
Absolutely. And don't
Career-wise?
forget,
doubt.
when Falk won that MVP, remember, like Barkley, he had left another team to go to the Rams.
That was a trade.
That was a trade, correct.
Right.
But still, he left a worse team at the time, the Colts, and went to the greatest show on turf, and you saw what his numbers were with the new team, so it's kind of almost like a similar vibe.
By the way, that whole situation was a missed field goal. Then the Eagles get the ball back, and they end up kicking a field goal to go up 30-14. So if the Rams go for it on fourth down and end up getting it and scoring a touchdown, the game's now 27-21, potentially a one-score game. Instead, they get the ball on third down and like 13 or something like that. They get sacked. They have to kick a field goal. They miss the field goal. The Eagles, in turn, go on like a 12-play drive, and they end up kicking a field goal and pretty much end the game there. And then they ended up scoring a touchdown because they ended up getting the Rams had that long drive, but it didn't go anywhere. It was like a 12-play.
No, it stalled.
Yeah, and they got a punt, and then the Eagles scored.
Don't forget the Rams were 0 for 8 on third down yesterday.
It seems like in these games, a lot of the time, the Eagles start off slow, and then something clicks. They push a button, they pull a lever, and then they're off to the races,
Well,
and they win 37-20.
Is that sustainable? Is it sustainable to have these games at the locker room be like, 1-point-1-score games? What was it last night? 13-7. The Eagles were up last night.
At the
Is
half.
that sustainable at the half? By the way, you can hit us up on the text board, 609-403-0973. Josh, do we have text messages coming in?
We do have texts getting in. We also, first of all, Jeff chimes in on the text board and he says, I made a bet on Saquon Barkley before the game yesterday. It was
Smart.
a long shot. He got Barkley. He sent it to us. He got Barkley at plus, I think this is 20,000 actually. He got Barkley at for a $5 bet.
Wow. Well, guess what? Kudos to you. I thought about it before the game. It was 6,000 to 1. And I was like, you know what? Why not? And whatever reason I, chose not to.
So it's
didn't
like
do
the
it.
time you didn't make that fantasy football trade.
Yep. Burn me.
Mike in the Village chimes in. Mike on the text board says, I'm still concerned how we're going to generate a pass rush without Brandon Graham. I wish Howie Roseman would have addressed something before the trade deadline.
Yeah, this is going to be, and we're going to talk to McMullen about this a little bit later. I saw somebody put out an article with options, not good. Like Jason Pierre-Paul. Literally the top 5 options were guys in their late 30s, like 35 and older.
Well, one way to probably get some pressure is maybe you have to blitz more.
Oof.
Maybe you got to adjust that way.
Washington loses to Dallas yesterday. So for the first time in a while, you're rooting for Dallas. They get the job done. So Dallas wins. That happens.
Barely.
Oh, what an unbelievable game that ends up being. I mean, the first 3.5 quarters of that game, awful. 10-9. And then the last 3 minutes of that game were unbelievable. That 4 o'clock, right as they were getting ready to end those games, those 4 games, yesterday was a free preview of the Sunday ticket.
Oh, see, I was going red zone. 6 hours of Scott Hansen was a little much for me. But he does a good job.
Yeah, see, we had a free preview of the red zone yesterday. So we were going Bears, Packers, Commanders, Dallas. What was the other game that was like in that time frame that was like all sorts of craziness going on? Oh, man.
Vikings,
Bears.
Vikings, Bears.
There was like 4 games yesterday.
The Texans.
The Texans
Titans
and
game?
the Titans, yeah, that game. Everything was nuts yesterday. All right, you guys can chime in, 609-403-0973. The Sports Bash live at the Fanatic Sportsbook at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Busy week for us. We're here today. Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township tomorrow. Wednesday, we're at Mud Hen in Wildwood for 99 growlers. Busy week. We want to get everybody's texts on. We want to do all that we can in the 3 days that we're on the air this week. So get involved. 609-403-0973. It's the Sports Bash live on 97.3 ESPN, the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app, and live video streaming on the X platform and on YouTube. At Mike Gill Show, use the hashtag SBLive.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. with Unsportsmanlike on 97.3 ESPN with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Small.
Can't wake up without it.
Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Hi, I'm Larry Mintz. When dealing with a workers' compensation claim, in most cases, the injured worker doesn't get the money they're entitled to. That's why you need the right lawyer. When injured on the job, call us first. We'll speak with you for free and get you all the money and benefits you deserve.
Make the right call to Golden Bird Macklin. Call us at 609-344-7131. That's 609-344-7131. Or visit us online at gmslaw.com.
With GMF financing to qualify buyers, excludes Traverse and Corvette, excludes prior sales.
Why wait for Black Friday when the biggest Black Friday sale is going on now all month long at Bennett Chevrolet, where you can save up to 20% and more on your new vehicle, because Bennett is selling new vehicles at $1,000 below, yes, $1,000 below the real GM supplier employee price. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you up to 20%. But of course, there's more with available 0% financing. Looking for you? Bennett's giving a minimum $10,000, a minimum 10 grand for your trade, no matter its condition, towards any pre-owned in stock. Imagine what you'll get for a good trade if Bennett's paying a minimum 10 grand for total junk. Bennett's deals are unbeatable during our Black Friday sales event, and there's never any hassles or sales pressure, because our non-commissioned sales staff is paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. The best Black Friday sales going on now at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
a lot of company,
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you
got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Wrap up your workday with the all-new Chickies and Pete's Happy Hour with unbeatable specials weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy half-price orders of Chickies meaty and tender wings, one of our tasty and delicious pizzas, or an order of mouth-watering hot, cold, or fried shrimp. Plus $3 domestic bottled beers, $5 Tito's, and $6 seltzers. It's the all-new Happy Hour, weekdays 4 to 6 p.m., only at Chickies and Pete's. Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Now, for a limited time, it's buy one, get one free snow crab legs every Tuesday and Wednesday. Buy one, get one free, and enjoy the sweet, delicate flavor of snowy white crab meat. Pair it with one of our handcrafted cocktails like the Stoli Vanilla Creamsicle or the Bourbon Peach Sweet Tea. Top it off with Chickie and Pete's world famous crab fries. Buy one, get one free snow crab legs every Tuesday and Wednesday for a limited time. Restrictions apply only at Chickies and Pete's.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Chris Coleman here. It's the Black Friday sales event at Kindle, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, with up to $4,000 total cash allowance towards select 2024 Chrysler Pacifica gas models. Need a truck for work or play? Get $4,000 retail consumer cash allowance on most 2025 Ram 1500 models. Financing through Stellantis Financial ends 12/2/24. See Kindle for details. Check out their huge 100-acre lot just off exit 10 of the Parkway on Stone Harbor Boulevard, and check out KindleDodge.net.
This holiday season, Straight Talk Wireless is letting you say yes a lot more with real unlimited data. Yes to sharing pics of the ugliest holiday sweaters. Yes to checking weather on the go for surprise sledding trips. And with a free phone at sign up, let the yes-tivities begin.
No way!
Yes way. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 1/5/25 while supplies last at participating stores. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation on select single line plans. Limit of 2 phones per customer. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery.
Go to the Fanatics Sportsbook. Go for the win at Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Keeping the fans entertained and happy.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Hurts in the pistol with Barkley behind him. What a bet he gives it to Barkley. He gives it to Barkley, who cuts outside. He's at the 40, the 50, the 40. He's going to go again. He's going to go again. Touchdown, Saquon Barkley. His all-time record, 72 yards.
We'll start thinking about that when the season's over. I love being in that conversation. It's cool and all. But like I said, it's a team sport. And if you told me that I could have the year I'm having and win MVP but not win a Super Bowl, or I could have the year I'm having and not win MVP or Offensive Player of the Year and win a Super Bowl, I'm going to take the other one.
That was Saquon Barkley after another 70-plus yard touchdown last night. Sports Bash live on 97.3 ESPN. As heard on 97.3 ESPN, Merrill Reese, Mike Quick with the call. Right now, Saquon Barkley is on pace to break the all-time leading single-season record of Eric Dickerson for rushing yards in a year. He is on pace to beat that record of 2105. Can he get it done? Should he be the MVP? Should he be considered for it? Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City, pressofac.com. We'll start there as we get ready for a big game against the Ravens now with Saquon Barkley. He says he's not worried about the MVP, but now, Mike, is his name legitimately in the conversation? I don't know about you, Mike, but I think the whole story of how it was handled, the whole thing with the Giants. I know you said before, like, if he's with the Giants, they're 2-9. What are they with him, without him? But I think the story, some of these voters might say, you know what? They handled that thing so bad, I'm giving him my vote. Well, and the fact that Mara himself says, I'd lose sleep if he ends up going to Philadelphia. I mean, that whole thing is theater at its finest right there, watching this every single week. And what does he, give to Philadelphia? Because there's a lot of people still, Mike, I think, that they have trepidation about this team and whether they should believe in them or not. Is it time to move past that and say the collapse of last year is behind them? Well, if you're asking the question, it would be because of the defense has to be included here. What do we think of the defensive effort? Not only last night, just in general. Like, this team, I think last year defense was a major problem for them. Has those questions been answered enough? Yeah, that's the secondary change of Cooper DeJean and the game he had on Cooper Cup last night. I thought that was huge. But Quinyon Mitchell, what he's added to this team has really been big. Overall on both sides of the ball, it appears that the problems that they had the last 7 games last year, are we ready to say they're behind them? Well, that's what it looks like, Mike. It looks like from this point to the end of the year, it's who's 1 and who's 2. And you just said it. 3, 4, 5, and the rest seem like they're all just kind of hanging around. I guess Green Bay, Minnesota only has 2 losses, but it feels like, can Philly win people over enough to say they're on the same plane as Detroit? Because it feels like everybody likes Detroit number 1, and now it's starting to look like Philly number 2. But is Philly closer to 1 and Detroit or closer to the other group? By the way, they scored 37 points last night, tied for the most points they've scored in a game this year when they scored 37 against Cincinnati. They did that without Devontae Smith last night. I thought that was a big factor in the game. Hey, you take Smith away. We've seen what this offense looks like when you take one of the wide receiver pieces away, but that didn't slow them down. I thought that was a really good sign last night, that the pass game didn't suffer without Smith. very quickly, like they have for Washington. Are we bailing on Washington? Mike McGarry for the Press of Atlantic City. I guess what's going to happen with the Giants? What's this offseason going to look like? All right, Mike McGarry. By the way, what's Thanksgiving? We got some football Thanksgiving over Atlantic City Holy Spirit, and who's still alive? All right, man. Well, we'll catch up and check out everything that's happening on Wednesday's show, and then I guess I'll see you on Thursday. All right, bud. There's Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City, pressofac.com. When we come back, we are live at the Fanatic Sportsbook at the Gallery Bar Book and Games at the beautiful Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Got Monday Night Football tonight. Good game tonight. Looking forward to that. Got the Flyers tonight. We'll get into them
Vegas.
in just a little bit. Yes, indeed, against Vegas. Matvei Michkov with a game winner on Saturday.
I saw that.
There you go. But when we come back, we're going to blast through your text messages. Josh is compiling them back in the Ocean Casino Resort studios on 97.3 ESPN.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Never thought this radio stunt would catch on so big.
On 97.3 ESPN.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. The holiday entertaining season is back, and there's no better place for holiday cheer than Chicky and Pete's with a nice cold beer. Book your holiday party right now. We have open bar specials and an unbeatable all-you-can-eat menu. It includes our world-famous crab fries, delectable Chicky's boneless wings, tasty tenders, and our piping hot traditional pizza. Or let us bring the holiday cheer to your place with an unforgettable visit from our Chicky and Pete's Crab Fry Express food truck. We've got you covered this holiday season at the official sports bar of the Philadelphia Eagles, Chickies and Pete's.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic with an STP Extended Life oil filter for just $33.99. Get the parts you need when you need them. at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get inside AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. Black Friday starts now. Trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Hurry into Verizon this Black Friday. Service plan required for Watch and Tab. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist?
You don't say.
Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Guys, it's finally here. Wendy's new salted caramel frosty. It's cold, salted, yet perfectly sweet, delicious, and it's at the top of Santa's Christmas list. What? Santa has a list too, you know. And he's a huge salted caramel frosty fan. Probably why he's so jolly all the time. The iconic frosty with a salted caramel twist? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Salted caramel frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Do you lay awake at night worrying about what to buy everyone on your holiday list? Yeah, it's stressful. And half the time you don't even get the right thing. Well, Skechers is here for a holiday rescue with hands-free Skechers slip-ins. The right gift for everyone on your list. Think about it. People love their shoes. And once they try hands-free Skechers slip-ins, it takes that love to a whole new level. Why? Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching your shoes, no retying laces. Plus, Skechers slip-ins are perfect for everyone. Moms, dads, grandparents, kids, friends, coworkers. Just sneak into their closet, get their shoe size, and you're good to go. Plus, they come in everyone's favorite styles and colors, from sneakers to casual shoes, even winter boots. And they look so stylish, and they're the most comfortable shoes they'll ever wear. So, this season, save time, quit your worrying, and get everyone on your list hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Holiday crisis averted. Now go get some rest. Find them for the holidays at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Let's face it, winter can be a hard season. It's cold pretty much all the time. Blizzard. You have to shovel. Another blizzard. You slip on ice. But you know what makes winter suck a little less? Getting a free phone. Join Cricket Nation and get a free Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. Welcome to enjoying more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Must open a new line on the $60 unlimited plan. First month service charge and tax to its...
Pick up the phone and call Dansville Fence.
Hey South Jersey homeowners, autumn is here and fall season means fence season. Are you dreaming of a new fence or railing but you don't want to break the bank? Our pro tip of the day, install in the fall for big savings. As your exclusive Active Yards dealer, you can choose from our inventory of privacy, decorative, security, and pool fence solutions by Active Yards. No matter what your needs are, we have a high-quality, maintenance-free Active Yard solution that is right for you. Don't miss our Install in the Fall savings coupled with our no-money-down, interest-free financing so together we can make your dream a reality. So give us a call today or go online to DennisvilleFence.com to request a free estimate and be sure to mention that you want to install in the fall.
Go with experience. Go for the best. Pick up the phone and call Dennisville Fence. 1-800-499-FENCE.
Visit DennisvilleFence.com.
You're listening to The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, welcome back. Fanatic Sportsbook, Ocean Casino Resort, Atlantic City. That's where we are. You guys out there, text board's open. It's your turn to chime in. 609-403-0973 on the text board. 609-403-0973. The Sports Bash Live, 97.3 ESPN. Flyers 3 stars of the game brought to you by Kindle Auto Plaza, Stone Harbor Boulevard, Cape May Courthouse. Kindle is the family dealership you can trust for your next Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, and Ram. Flyers tonight take on Vegas. You can listen to that game on our sister station, Rock 104.1. 3 stars of the game from Saturday's win. Noah Cates, star number 3. He had a goal. Sean Couturier had a goal. And the game winner, Matvei Michkov, he had the game winner in overtime as the Flyers knock off the Blackhawks. They'll play Vegas tonight on our sister station, Rock 104.1. What do we got on the text board, Josh?
Let's try to get to as many as we can over here on the text board at 609-403-0973. Mike Marmora chimes in and says, I was concerned early on with us not being able to stop the run. The fumble, I think, swung the momentum in the Eagles' favor. The Eagles' defense adjusted and showed what we can do when we make adjustments. He also says, all in all, it was a dominant performance. Let's hope Detroit falters down the stretch. That's from Mike and Marmora.
Well, listen, Detroit's been, I don't want to say unusually consistent, but, man, they haven't really played a bad game at all. I mean, they have had their injuries, too. They've gone through what Philadelphia's now starting to, Philly's had some injuries throughout. They lost A.J. Brown. They lost Devontae Smith. They played 4 games without Mailata. They played a game without. So the Eagles have had their share of injuries and kind of persevered through. The Lions are doing the same thing. Got to give them credit, too. They played, Jamison Williams has been a knucklehead. He got suspended a couple times and missed time. Obviously, Hutchinson's out. They lost a linebacker. So they're healthier than Philly has been, but they are persevering through it as well.
Another texter chimes in and says, Anthony in AC, he says, hey, Mike, how can you say Kupp got taken out of the game? He finished with 8 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. Does it take someone out of the game, kind of like what Mitchell did to McLaurin?
Well, a lot of those catches, too. I mean, he had the touchdown late in the game.
A lot of those catches were 4-yard outs.
They were also, if you go back and rewatch the game, most of Kupp and Nakua's catches were on Darius Slay. It was not when DeJean or Mitchell were guarding them.
Yeah, I would say 8 for 60. Like, okay, he had a volume of catches, but he kept them in check. I mean, and we talked about this is what we talked about all week. They're going to catch the ball in front of you, but do you tackle them? And for the most part, they tackled him. So, yeah, they got 8 catches for 60 yards, but none of them were big plays. There were none where they made somebody miss, spun out of a tackle, and got 20, 30 extra yards. It was, hey, yeah, you're going to catch the ball, but we're going to come up and tackle you. That's what we're talking about. So 8 for 60, that's not a great yards per catch there.
And, again, that touchdown was in garbage time at the very end, so it almost doesn't even count.
Yeah, the touchdown was insignificant. So, I mean, yeah, he scores a touchdown, but I'm not even looking at that as like, hey, that was a big play in the game. But you get 8 for 60. You didn't even get 8 yards a catch. That's not a very good yards per catch average there. So I have no problem with – if you told me before the game Cooper Kupp's going to get 8 for 60, I say that's a great day for me. He catches the ball, and he's not getting first down. He didn't move the sticks a lot. I mean, he had a couple catches. The one catch Nakua made was outstanding, by the way. By the way, Nakua didn't have a big enough day for my fantasy team. I needed more out of him. I was hoping he got the garbage time touchdown last night.
Nakua did have a good game. It's not good enough.
No, in fact, you mentioned the text message mentioned Cooper Kupp, who had 8 for 60. Nakua did have 9 for 117. He had a little bit bigger of a day, but we weren't talking about him being matched up. He had that unbelievable catch. He had a couple other opportunities, one-on-one.
But again, Stafford didn't have time in the pocket to really dissect.
Nope, he had to rush him, and it caused some. And by the way, the pass interference on the goal line was awful.
Awful.
Those officials. I tweeted this out last night. In both the NBA and the NFL, These officials are taking the joy away from these. Something bad's going to happen. See what happened with Fred VanVleet last night? He got fined $50,000 for that. He essentially almost poked the official in the eye. All right, grades are coming up next with Scott Grayson.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. It's a big AFC matchup coming up this week from Los Angeles, and it's a battle of the brothers. The 7-4 Baltimore Ravens, coached by John Harbaugh, traveling west to take on the 7-3 Chargers, coached by Jim Harbaugh, on Monday Night Football.
Listen to Monday Night Football on 97.3 ESPN. Brought to you by Ace Hardware Home Services, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com to book today.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screams. Go to the Gallery. Go to the Fanatic Sportsbook. Go for the win at Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Tired of hearing no? Everywhere you go, we turn no into go during Black Nissan's November sales event. Say no to high-priced new cars. Brand new Black Nissan Sentra S, just $19,999. Say no to low trade offers. AJ the Trade Man wants your trade, no matter the make, miles, or condition. Say no to down payments. Say no to payments for 90 days. And say no to high interest rates. 60 months, 0% financing on every clearly marked new Nissan. Backed by Matt Blatt's 4-day love it or leave it return policy. Tired of hearing no to a discount on a new ride? New 25 Sentra S, under 20 grand.
Oh yeah, it's on at Matt Blatt Nissan.
Approved Tier 1 credit for NEMAC. Negative equity refinance. VIN number SY231649. MSRP 22,730 plus tax tag at $689.98. Offers can't be combined. 0% for 60 months. Call 877-289-6670 or go to MattBlattNissan.com for complete details. Offer ends 12/5/24. It's on at Matt Blatt Nissan. The Black Horse Pipe. Egg Harbor Township.
For 75 years, Jenkins Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been the name you trust, where one call does it all. Jenkins' expert technicians have been delivering top-notch service to local homeowners. Renovating your kitchen or bath? Call Jenkins. Need a new heating or air conditioning system, service or maintenance, or even ductless air conditioning? Jenkins has you covered. They also specialize in water heaters, boilers, oil service, plumbing and drain cleaning, water line, and sewer main repairs or replacements. Call 609-641-6262 or visit jenkinsandsons.com today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for just $33.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. Terms and conditions apply.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles,
They've got him, it's a sack.
Sixers,
Oh, baby.
and Flyers. 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey. This is the Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Now live from inside the Ocean Casino Resort studio, here's Mike Gill.
Saquon Barkley is the biggest reason why the Eagles are pacing with the Detroit Lions
for the best record in the conference. Why shouldn't Saquon Barkley be in the MVP conversation? If it's truly about the most valuable player or the best player on the best team, I don't know how you don't put Saquon Barkley in that conversation. And quite frankly, sitting here today, he should be the front runner.
Chris Candy on Sportsmanlike 97.3 ESPN. He should be the front runner. I don't have a strong argument for or against. I mean, what team right now would say who would say this team would not be better or would be better or different if Saquon Barkley's not here? We saw a team, though, get out to a 10-1 start last year, but maybe that's holding people back. We'll get into all of it coming up right now with Grayson's Grades. And I think for the first time ever in Grayson's Grades, I don't know that I've ever called this before. Scott Grayson, by the way, the grades are brought to you by GMS Law. Make the right call with 4 convenient locations to serve you online at gmslaw.com. But Professor Grayson from Fox 29, is that the first time you've ever handed out an A+? Right. I mean, so I looked at it, I said, man, I don't know if he's ever given an A+ before, but you gave him an A+ last night, and obviously it was one of those nights. He had 255 yards, most single game in Eagles history. 9th time in NFL history someone's gone over 300 total yards in the game. Just the impact that you're seeing from Barkley and what he does for this offense, different from last year, as to why maybe you should give him legitimate MVP considerations, because this team was 10-1 last year.
So, you know,
We got a bad connection with Scott. I can imagine where Scott's on the expressway right now. He's probably around mile marker, what's that, like 40-something around there on the way out to Hamilton and that direction. But we'll get Scott Grayson's Grades back here. The latest edition of Scott Grayson's Grades are listed at 97.3 ESPN. By the way, this hour of the Sports Bash is brought to you by Broadlee's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, your trusted source for heating, plumbing, service, and installation for generations. Call 609-390-3907 online at broadlees.net. All right, Scott, so I imagine you're somewhere around Hamilton on the Parkway, or the Expressway right now. All right, well, A+ for Saquon Barkley. And you mentioned Gainwell, too. I mean, it's funny because I was waiting for a Jalen Hurts touchdown last night. I had that in part of my parlay. And Gainwell going for the touchdown run there, you kind of explained it a little bit there. It's even allowing him to kind of break off some stuff because it just seems that these defenses are worn down.
Barfield has come off the bench, and he's got 9 points in 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Portland is running back to the top 24. As you know, they are the next and blowing people out in global tournaments. They averaged a win by better than 23 points per game in last year's tournament. 12 straight double-digit wins over the 2 years. It is remarkable what Dan Hurley has accomplished. Maybe it should have been announced and gone on to the NBA, but he's got a very, very good team that could be right there with some of the best in the country when it's all said and done. They'll be right there. Now, this is a team that's different than the last 2 that Dan Hurley has had. This is going to be more of a building process throughout the season. So they're going to take some lumps here. But by the end of the year,
Scott Grayson's grades over at 97.3ESPN.com. I want to go to the offensive line and the role there. I mean, Barkley and what he does, but Barkley said it after the game, too. He tweeted it out. He said, you know, how about give a shout-out to my guys up front, and just how that has a kind of released Barkley from this guy who was very good with the Giants but just played behind poor offensive lines, but how this offensive line has allowed him to now be in the MVP conversation.
He makes hard decisions at 6'8". Wins this one.
Yeah, I mean, Becton's been awesome. He's a new position for him. You mentioned Jurgens. Dickerson's just awesome. I mean, he's another one that just, you know, the interior of that line has been so good. You're right. They don't get the credit. A lot of times Lane Johnson gets a lot of the credit. Mailata signed a big deal, and he has that great story. But you're right, the interior of that line. And they're doing so. By the way, Calcaterra, I thought, had a great game in the blocking last night. He was a factor. So it's ancillary pieces that also have a factor in this run game. All right, let's go to taking a look at Grayson's grades over at 97.3ESPN.com. Let's talk about Nick Sirianni, the head coach here, who, man, he got a lot of heat after specifically one game, you know, where he was at Jacksonville, where he was very aggressive. But what did you like? You gave him an A last night. No, I mean, Saquon Barkley, after the game, one of the first things he did was kind of quote Nick Sirianni. It really goes to show how much these guys really like playing for Sirianni. And you're right. I mean, I thought it was interesting. 4th and goal at the LA 3 early in the game. Would he have gone for that, in a different situation? In the Jacksonville game, I think he probably was going for it on that 4th down and goal at the 3. You're wondering, is he going for this here? And he decides, you know what? Well, let's get the 3 points. They took the field goal, and they got the first 3 points of the game by kicking that field goal earlier. Who knows if they would have done that earlier? And then again, a 10-play drive. It's 4th down at the 13. Now, that was 4th down and 10, so I don't think he was going to go for that in any situation. But they did get the 6 points there, and I don't know that they would have done that a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. 43-19, Sirianni goes to with the win last night. Let's go get some defensive grades here. Cooper DeJean, the role that he had this week I thought was going to be very important. What did you think about how he kind of influenced and impacted early in the game? It looked like the Rams had something going, and then it all kind of changed. What kind of impact did Cooper have? Well, Scott, I think, the big thing with those, somebody said, hey, last night Cup had 8 for 60 and Nakua had 9 for like 1 something. Why did you think the secondary played well? I said, they were going. That was the story this week. They were going to catch the ball in front of you. You knew that. The question was, were they going to make a big play out of it? And the Eagles did a great job of tackling. And that's where Cooper, DeJean, when he entered the lineup, having a guy who can tackle, yes, the guy's going to catch the ball in front of you. But a 7-yard catch is different than a 7-yard catch that turns into a 27-yard catch.
Yeah, that's really the lead story for UConn. It's the performance of the bench, specifically Jalen Stewart and Terrence Reed Jr. They combined those two for 23 points in their first half run. The solo ball, Samson Johnson, Ian McKeely, 3 starters. Not 2 fouls, and Dan Early has chosen to save them essentially for the second half. You've seen Stewart and Reed put UConn in a position where they're challenging the 2-3 zone. Remember, it went to man midway through the possession, so UConn needs to be prepared for that.
Scott Grayson's grades are up at 973ESPN.com. I don't know that there's been, it seems essentially everybody got an A last night. Is this the most impressive win of the season for you? All right, Scott, good job as always. The grades are up at 973ESPN.com. You can check out Scott tonight on Fox 29. And, of course, Grayson's grades. Grayson, we don't catch up with you between now and Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the entire Grayson clan family over there. And it's always good to talk to you, bud. All right, Scott. Yep, and Scott Grayson, Fox 29. He'll be on the tube tonight. And, of course, here on Grayson's Grades, he'll be back after the Eagles and the Ravens. I think, by the way, look at these numbers. Quinyon Mitchell yesterday versus Puka Nacua. 1 catch for 14 yards, which was just a really good throw. Versus Cooper Kupp, 1 catch for 5 yards. That's it. This kid is unbelievable. What they've gotten from Quinyon. I mean, you're waiting for the moment where somebody burns them. Hasn't happened yet. Sports Bash Live, 97.3 ESPN. The Eagles did lose one key piece last night. We'll talk about it coming up with John McMullen. How big of a piece is Brandon Graham, who announced last night he would be done for the year? Sports Bash Live, who gets the credit? It's sponsored by Jersey Shore Federal Credit Union. Make the switch and bank with your only community credit union. Jersey Shore Federal Credit Union offers some of the lowest loan rates around, including refinancing. Learn more at jerseyshorefcu.org. Who gets the credit? It's got to be Saquon Barkley. 255 yards, a Eagle record. And now he puts himself in the MVP conversation. He's on pace for the most single-season rushing yards in NFL history. And he gets the credit, brought to you by Jersey Shore Federal Credit Union. Learn more at jerseyshorefcu.org. When we come back, John McMullen from Birds 365. How can the Eagles replace Brandon Graham? And if they can't, can this defense remain playing at this level? That's next. Don't go away. Sal Paolantonio tonight at 5. Adam Caplan has football at 4. Nicky Nuggets is in the house. We're live at the Fanatics Sportsbook at the Gallery Bar, booking games on 97.3 ESPN, the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app, and live video streaming on the X platform and on YouTube at Mike Gill Show. Use the hashtag SBLive.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
And I am the voice of the voiceless.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
With GMF financing, qualified buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
Why wait for Black Friday when the biggest Black Friday sale is going on now all month long at Bennett Chevrolet, where you can save up to 20% and more on your new vehicle, because Bennett is selling new vehicles at $1,000 below, yes, $1,000 below the real GM supplier employee price. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you up to 20%. But of course, there's more with available 0% financing. Looking for used? Bennett's giving a minimum $10,000, a minimum 10 grand for your trade, no matter its condition, towards any pre-owned in stock. Imagine what you'll get for a good trade if Bennett's paying a minimum 10 grand for total junk. Bennett's deals are unbeatable during our Black Friday sales event, and there's never any hassles or sales pressure, because our non-commissioned sales staff is paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. The best Black Friday sales going on now at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. At Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale, get a king for the price of a queen and a free adjustable base with select Sealy beds, all with a low price guarantee. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Wrap up your workday with the all-new Chickies and Pete's Happy Hour with unbeatable specials weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy half-price orders of Chickies medium tender wings, one of our tasty and delicious pizzas, or an order of mouth-watering hot, cold, or fried shrimp. Plus $3 domestic bottled beers, $5 Tito's, and $6 seltzers. It's the all-new Happy Hour, weekdays, 4 to 6 p.m., only at Chickies and Pete's. Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Now, for a limited time, it's buy one, get one free snow crab legs every Tuesday and Wednesday. Buy one, get one free, and enjoy the sweet, delicate flavor of snowy white crab meat. Pair it with one of our handcrafted cocktails like the Stoli Vanilla Creamsicle or the Bourbon Peach Sweet Tea. Top it off with Chickie and Pete's world famous crab fries. Buy one, get one free snow crab legs every Tuesday and Wednesday for a limited time. Restrictions apply only at Chickies and Pete's.
I got a line.
He got a line.
She got a line.
We got 4 lines. Cricket Nation. Q finger guns. Really easy. Super stress-free. 5G so fast. Like blazing fast. Games and memes. You'll have a blast. You can get past 5G across 4 lines. You can get past 5G across 4 lines. As we discuss, take it from us. We 4 are one. Cricket Nation.
And only $25 a line. Welcome to more lines. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile. You're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Discount varies by line. Fees may apply. Terms and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey.
It's Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Get a head start on Black Friday all month long with exclusive deals. Right now, get 25% off select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees just in time for the holidays. And get a free select tool when you buy a select battery or combo kit. So don't wait to save. Shop these deals in-store or online now. Because Lowe's knows deals. About 11/21 through 11/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
I'm Mike Mackler. At Goldenberg Mackler, we represent you, not the insurance companies. When seriously injured in any type of accident, call us. We'll speak with you for free and fight to get you the money you deserve. When injured, make the right call to Goldenberg Mackler.
For the best lawyer, call Goldenberg Mackler. With 4 convenient locations to better serve you: Atlantic City, Northfield, Rio Grande, and Vineland. Call us at 609-344-7131.
Tired of hearing no? Everywhere you go, we turn no into go during Flat Nissan's November sales event. Say no to high-priced new cars. Brand new Mad Flat Nissan Sentra S, just $19,999. Say no to low trade offers. AJ the Trade Man wants your trade, no matter the make, miles, or condition. Say no to down payments. Say no to payments for 90 days. And say no to high interest rates. 60 months, 0% financing on every clearly marked new Nissan. Backed by Mad Flat's 4-day love it or leave it return policy. Tired of hearing no to a discount on a new ride? New 25 Sentra S, under 20 grand.
Oh yeah, it's on at Matt Black Nissan.
On through Tier 1 credit for negative equity refinance. VIN number SY231649. MSRP 22,730 plus tax tag at $689.50. Offers can't be combined 0% for 60 months. Call 877-289-6670 or go to MadFlatNissan.com for complete details. Offer ends 12/5/24. It's on at Mad Flat Nissan, the Black Horse Pike. Egg Harbor Township.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
When I'm driving, I got a guy on the radio who talks to me. I can't see him, but he talks to me.
On 97.3 ESPN.
Stafford in the gun. Williams to his right. It is 3rd and 9. Stafford backpedals. Here comes the rush. He's hit. They've got him.
BG.
Oh, was he walloped by Brandon Graham. He never saw him coming, Mike.
Was that the final sack of Brandon Graham's career? And what it means if it is, John McMullen, Birds 365, late last night with reporters huddled around his locker, Brandon Graham says, that's it for me. My season is over. It might have been one of the best games he's had, maybe in his career. He was all over the place last night. What kind of impact would losing Brandon Graham mean for this Eagles defense? Let's get that and more from John McMullen from Birds 365 and Sports Illustrated right now on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN. Johnny Mac, let's start there. You heard the sack. Brandon Graham was all over the place. Pressures, quarterback hits, a sack last night. He tells reporters after the game, tricep torn, done for the year. Can they afford to lose this guy? Yeah, you mentioned, do they look outside the organization? Is there anybody that crosses your mind outside the organization, or they just stick with what they got and hope they get more from these younger players? You mentioned Jalix Hunt, a third-round pick who hasn't played all that much. I guess Teron Jackson is he's been around here for a little while. I mean, do you just stick with what you got, or do you think they have to explore outside, bringing somebody in? He was great last night. I mean, he was all over the place last night, and it's a shame. What I think he said it happened on the last play of the game. Is that right? It's funny because Jason Pierre-Paul, people keep mentioning his name as a guy that maybe to replace him here. I don't know if you go down that route and find a guy who's an old guy and just try to get something more from him. But the impact of this defense without him, I mean, they have been really, really good. Can they stay at this level if they don't have what he's been giving them? Mm-hmm. Now, while Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua both got their catches last night, what did you think of the job that Vic Fangio and that defense did after really the first quarter of that game where it looked like it was going to be a long night at the office? John, obviously, we didn't get to him yet because we talked about him a lot the first hour. Saquon Barkley and the impact that he had last night. I mean, obviously, without Devontae Smith, you're wondering, okay, the past game, they only had one catch from a receiver other than A.J. Brown. I think it was Dotson, and there was a little manufactured touch there. But what Barkley gives this offense that I know what they haven't had before, but is this a sustainable way to go about the way they I mean, they're not scoring a lot in the first half. They're just kind of, and then he just, bang, he nails you in the second half, and it's great and it's fun, but is it sustainable? Mm. Right. Yeah. Yeah, the defense, I mean, the fact that the defense keeps them in these games in the first half, and then it allows them to kind of keep this, it's you're waiting for that game where you're right, where they're down and they get away from the run, and that big play is not there from them. But they have been able to manufacture the big play in the past game, not having Smith last night. They still scored 37 points in the win last night. Maybe the most impressive win of the season there, John. Yeah.
Establishes position, maybe drop that shoulder. Both officials called it, and nobody wanted to let you know what it was. Now take a look at Solo ball on this out of bounds underneath. He just comes right across the screen, and the defense just linked into it.
Well, the fact, though, John, you just mentioned it. The fact that he gets to square off in a prime time, I mean, it's going to be the most watched game, most likely of the weekend. I mean, it's that 425 CBS right there. I mean, it's probably going to have the most viewers of the weekend. If he outduels Lamar Jackson in that game, and I don't know about you, but the whole Giant, Joe Shane, their season's a disaster. Every time he does something, that clip gets played again and again and again. And I feel like the voters are like, you know what? This guy deserves it because they were just so dumb. Yep. Well, you might be saying that, but you probably a part of you that's saying, you know what, you're not wrong. I mean, this whole story just keeps man. Yeah, well. Well, what was bad by the Giants was having it on tape. No, I think the part that I agree with what you're saying. Like, I think the part that makes him look bad, though, was basically go out in the market, see if you could find something, and then get back to us. It was almost like, yeah, you ain't getting what you think you're worth, buddy. And Barkley's like, wait, you. No way. Right. Well, and you get a player of this magnitude, John. That's the thing, is you get a player of this magnitude, and you're basically saying, hey, go out and see if you could find something, and then circle back with us. Is that cool? And then Barkley's like, no way. No way. Oh, Well, listen, I agree with you, and I agree with the Giants of saying, look, we can't pay this guy this money. We're going to go 3-9. What are they, 2-9? We'll be 2-9 and paying a running back. Can't do it. Maybe. They are.
Is a shot maker. Goes through the legs, the pull up over. Good defense by Solo Ball. That's been a great offense carrying today.
He wanted to, though. Oh, okay. Well, he's in Philadelphia. He's on pace for possibly the all-time single-season rushing, although that would be done in 17 games. Now, if he gets there in 16 games, that would be impressive. If he does it in 17 games, got to have the asterisks, right? It is. John McMullen, weekday mornings at 8 a.m. on Birds 365. And, of course, Sports Illustrated and right here on the Sports Bash Live, the Eagles getting ready for the Baltimore Ravens. We'll have more on that. And, of course, the Eagles wrapping up. Nick Sirianni will talk tomorrow. We'll have that for you here on the Sports Bash. Thanks, John. McMullen, as always, brought to you by Boardwalk Honda. Shop their lineup of new, pre-owned, and certified pre-owned Hondas online, boardwalkhonda.com. Adam Caplan will give us his insight. What is he hearing after the Eagles win on Sunday night? That's coming up for Football at 4, 12 minutes from now on the Sports Bash.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. It's a big AFC matchup coming up this week from Los Angeles, and it's a battle of the brothers. The 7-4 Baltimore Ravens, coached by John Harbaugh, traveling west to take on the 7-3 Chargers, coached by Jim Harbaugh, on Monday Night Football.
Listen to Monday Night Football on 97.3 ESPN. Brought to you by Ace Hardware Home Services, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com to book today.
I need a new car. Under 20 grand? Okay, well, what's my trade worth? You know what? I'm going to Matt Blatt Kia, where I can get some straight talk.
Brand new Matt Blatt Kia Forte LXS, under 20 grand. That's right, a brand new Kia, just $19,999. With any trade, that's less than most used vehicles. Currently buried in a loan or lease, Matt Blatt Kia wants to get you released and into your new Kia with zero down, zero payments until February, even 0% for 72 months on every clearly marked new Matt Blatt Kia in stock. So bring any trade, because if you have a job clearing $450 per week, we want to get you approved today.
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
With approved credit, 24 EV9, $13.89 per thousand finance. Not all will qualify. Credit may affect down payment. Offers can't be combined. Go to mattblackkia.com for complete details, or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes. KMF rebates and incentives to dealer. Expires 12/4/24. Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and on Route 37 in Toms River.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
A lot of company.
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you
got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Go for holiday bliss. Whether naughty or nice, you are not going to want to miss this. Go for nights that shine with friends a toast so fine. Go to find Santa's place. Go to see that smiling face. Go to give the gift of cheer with the card that brings dreams near. With endless fun and things to do, it is the gift that keeps on giving too. Go for the dazzling lights. It's quite a sight. Go to Ocean Casino Resort for holiday magic of every sort.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic with an STP Extended Life oil filter for just $33.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. At Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale, get a king for the price of a queen and a free adjustable base with select Sealy beds, all with a low price guarantee. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Is your home ready for the season? Worried about rooms that just won't stay warm this winter? Call Jenkins Plumbing and Heating today to ask about a new energy-efficient system from American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning or a Mitsubishi ductless system. With generous financing options through South Jersey Gas or Atlantic City Electric, plus additional savings through rebates from your local utility companies. Upgrading your system could also help lower your utility bills. Call Jenkins today or visit jenkinsandsons.com.
Do you lay awake at night worrying about what to buy everyone on your holiday list? Yeah, it's stressful. And half the time you don't even get the right thing. Well, Skechers is here for a holiday rescue with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, the right gift for everyone on your list. Think about it. People love their shoes, and once they try hands-free Skechers slip-ins, it takes that love to a whole new level. Why? Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching your shoes, no retying laces. Plus, Skechers slip-ins are perfect for everyone. Moms, dads, grandparents, kids, friends, coworkers. Just sneak into their closet, get their shoes sized, and you're good to go. Plus, they come in everyone's favorite styles and colors, from sneakers to casual shoes, even winter boots. And they look so stylish, and they're the most comfortable shoes they'll ever wear. So, this season, save time, quit your worrying, and get everyone on your list hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Holiday crisis averted. Now go get some rest. Find them for the holidays at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Looking for the perfect RV to hit the open road this fall? Look no further than Hitch RV, your premier RV dealer. They're offering unbeatable pricing during their fall reduction sale on a wide range of RVs, from cozy travel trailers to luxurious motorhomes. Hitch RV is dedicated to providing exceptional customer service and quality RVs. Visit them today at hitchrv.com/Berlin or call 856-629-7400. Hitch RV, your adventure awaits.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, coming up next hour, we got football at 4. Adam Caplan's in the house. We'll get his thoughts on what is next for the Eagles. No Brandon Graham. How do they move on without Graham? Can this team keep it up defensively? We're live at the Fanatics Sportsbook at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. If you're out and about tonight, think about this place for Monday Night Football. By the way, Feast Week, man, all the college basketball, the Maui Classic. You got Danny Hurley's about ready to have an aneurysm already.
He's already in midseason form. The guy's in Hawaii, and it's the fifth game of the year, and he's already in midseason.
Hey, want to thank our 3 o'clock sponsor, Broadlee's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, your trusted source for heating, plumbing service, and installation for generations. Call 609-390-3907, online at broadleys.net. When we come back, we got Adam Caplan in the house for today's football at 4 as the Eagles win their 7th straight. Barkley continues his dominance. How did he do it? That's next.
This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the 2024 season this Sunday in Baltimore against the Ravens.
Here comes the rush. They've got him again!
Yeah, this offensive line cannot block the Eagles.
Pre-game coverage starts at 3 p.m. with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 4:25. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Ooh, we got a question. Brian W. asks, it's the holiday season and I'm looking for deals. Is Xfinity having a Black Friday sale?
Well, Brian, our best deals of the year are here. Get iPhone 16 Pro on us. Just ask us how. Plus, you can also get fast, reliable Xfinity internet with a line of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited for a great low price.
So don't wait. Bring home a new iPhone 16 Pro built for Apple Intelligence.
And connect to reliable 5G and Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig on Xfinity Mobile.
That's a big deal.
More like a gig deal.
Now through December 3rd, ask how to get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us with an unlimited Plus line. Plus, get 300 megabit Xfinity internet and an unlimited mobile line together for only $35 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Go to Xfinity.com/Black Friday sale to learn more. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity internet. Gig speeds available via hotspots to Xfinity Mobile customers only. Reduced speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Actual internet speeds and data thresholds may vary.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's the land of the free and the home of student drivers ready to back into your new fence at any given time. It's firing up a round of burgers and dogs on your rusty grill with a faulty gas line that engulfs your tool shed in flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hi, I'm Dan Tracy. I'm a workers' compensation attorney. At Goldenberg Mackler, we've handled thousands of workers' compensation claims over the years. Our experienced attorneys understand the law and will fight to get you the benefits that you deserve. When injured at work, make the right call to Goldenberg Mackler. Call us at 609-344-7131. That's 609-344-7131. Or visit us online at gmslaw.com.
Do you lay awake at night worrying about what to buy everyone on your holiday list? Yeah, it's stressful. And half the time you don't even get the right thing. Well, Skechers is here for a holiday rescue with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, the right gift for everyone on your list. Think about it. People love their shoes. And once they try hands-free Skechers slip-ins, it takes that love to a whole new level. Why? Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching your shoes, no retying laces. Plus, Skechers slip-ins are perfect for everyone. Moms, dads, grandparents, kids, friends, coworkers. Just sneak into their closet, get their shoe size, and you're good to go. Plus, they come in everyone's favorite styles and colors, from sneakers to casual shoes, even winter boots. And they look so stylish, and they're the most comfortable shoes they'll ever wear. So, this season, save time, quit your worrying, and get everyone on your list hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Holiday crisis averted. Now go get some rest. Find them for the holidays at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Shop Dell Technologies Black Friday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Black Friday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. Terms and conditions apply.
home of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, 97.3 ESPN.
Ooh, that's good.
WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. 97.3 ESPN presents the Sports Bash with Mike Gill. It's time for Football at 4 with Adam Caplan, powered by the Inside the Birds podcast.
I give my heart and soul to this franchise, as so many of us do.
Now live, this is Football at 4.
Football at 4 is powered by the Inside the Birds podcast. It's brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. We're live at the Fanatics Sportsbook here at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. And, of course, well, are the Eagles a running football team? The dominance continues with their 7th win in a row, and they do it behind Saquon Barkley, 255 yards. He had over 300 yards of total offense in the game. Adam Caplan from the Inside the Birds podcast, which you can get on all podcasting platforms. And don't forget to check out their YouTube channel. Just search Inside the Birds. And Adam, is it time for us to acknowledge what this team is? This is a team that runs the football, and I guess Jeff Lurie has to be okay with it. Well, let's take a look at Barkley and the role that he has had here. As you take a look at, they've won 7 in a row. They have 9 wins. They are 9-2. They average almost 40 runs per game in these 9 wins.
He got a switch, and just kept PJ Doherty right on his back. Anytime there's a switch, they need to go into read because he has proven to be a man among men inside. We can say 8 for 11 from the floor today. 34 on the season. He clearly gave us to be one of the most
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the good question. Like, if this is, we keep asking, is it sustainable to be, the game's like 13-7 at the half. I mean, obviously they've been struggling in the first half, and then they just pull away in the second half because he gives you these two big runs. But is that a sustainable way to go about it? Just your defense keeps you in the game, you wear the other team down, and then he hits a home run.
Possession for his team. Shoot three free throws as he's pulled by Jordy. That either have the three or have the dunk down to tear his way and fall into the basket. Stepping on the dunk, stepping back. He's taking advantage of the over pursuit by Aiden Easy. Great job by Taylor. He does all work. Great faith. By the skate, fantastic solo ball that goes to the cover.
Right. Well, Barkley, 302 total yards from scrimmage. He also had 47 receiving last night. But you mentioned A.J. Brown. He had a big night. They only had one other catch that I remember. I think Dotson had a catch for like 4 yards by a receiver last night. So that is the question. Is there enough in the pass game that if they're down? That's been the formula, though, Adam. They've been getting these leads, and then they run away. They haven't really been down in a game where they have to come back through the air. I guess that's what we'll have to see if they can do it. But what a season Saquon Barkley is having. But you mentioned it too. The defense was great again, and it looked ugly early. It looked like, man, the Rams got their number tonight, and then it changed.
I don't think anybody can say with a straight face that Duke is not challenging to go for a win at Arizona to play Kansas on the neutral floor, and then when they get back to Durham on December 4th, they're going to have far. We'll see Church a lot. He Hardaway is just putting Tyrese Hunter in every position where he can go after 8 and 8. Closer up right underneath and through over the top. It's number 3 on the
No, you're right. I mean, coming into the season, you're wondering the linebackers, are they going to be a problem? And now let's get into Graham and get your thoughts on that, because he's obviously done for the year. And what do they have? And if they lose him, what does that mean for this defense if they don't have someone that's giving them comparable snaps?
Forcing the issue is foul by Solo. That's a couple of fouls on the ball. Like I said, it's rough for someone's chest. He just goes right into the contact to pick up that foul. I thought it's 4 on Solo ball. And just goes right into his chest, and while it's a little bit of a form, they picked it up. But he is a downhill right. Got that contact on, but still he's able to finish it. The inbounder, he had to go underneath, and then just a little step back and body contact. Great execution. He came off that screen so tight that McGarry had no choice but to essentially go underneath it, which allowed him to pump back into the ball. For 4 on McGarry. So Wall and McGarry starting back for the last speech after that with 4 fouls. 4-point play for Hunter.
Mm-mm. No. No doubt. Yeah, I mean, the plan without him seems to be hope right now. I mean, because you're right. He was wrecking that game last night. He was all over the place, plays in the backfield. Yeah, I was like, there's 55 again all over the place. He was outstanding, and he's been really good. Probably their most consistent player at that position this year, right?
It is his 7th three-pointer of the day. He has 26 points in this one. And the Tigers having a 10-point lead on number 2.
No doubt. Adam Caplan football at 4. So, the defense loses Brandon Graham. But, yeah, they're playing well. They're playing well at all 3 levels. You've got the secondary has been outstanding. Those 2 young guys, it's really exciting to watch them grow. You mentioned Blankenship and the growth that he has had at that position. Because I think a lot of people looked at him and said, he's a third safety. They got to get another starter. But he has answered those questions as well. You mentioned the Dean Blitz. I mean, he ran through the running back last night. That was awesome. Baun had a play both, in coverage and going side to side. So, yeah, they're playing well on that side of the ball. But I want to get your take on Sirianni and his role. He was getting criticized after that Jacksonville game. He had a 4th down and goal from the 3-yard line last night, and he took the points. He had another Yeah.
People talk about being the hunted. Would you rather be the hunter? Tyree Smither. He has been spectacular in his basketball game. 26 points. He's made 8 field goals, 7 of them from 3-point range. And then Benny on 7 of 10 from behind the arc for those 26 points. Tyree Smither has been taking on switches, step back moves, getting out on threes and making it shooters from the logo. You name it.
Oh, yeah, and listen, I go back to something that Jason Kelsey said on his podcast. He said that, he is the most prepared coach that he's ever played for. That he said in situational football that Nick is the most prepared coach he's ever played for. Situational football, just in terms of holding players accountable. Never been around a guy here's the bite here, Adam. Josh will play it for you.
Nick, and I really mean this, is one of the best coaches I've been around, and talking about coaching situational ball, really understanding what to do in the right moment, motivating guys. We coach things up in team meetings and hold people accountable better than pretty much any other coach I've been around.
I mean, those are pretty powerful comments, don't you? For coming from Jason Kelsey. Oh, I think that was the big difference that the Eagles said in the offseason. People kept asking, what happened? What happened? I think they told you the answer. We were not coached well enough, and our two big moves, and of course they went and got Barkley, but our big moves were upgrading at the coordinator level and the coaching staff in general. I mean, I think that's pretty evident at this point, right? All right, Eagles getting ready for the Ravens. You'll see the Ravens tonight. You can listen to that game on 97.3 ESPN. It's the Harbaugh Bowl Part 3. And, of course, the Ravens will be hosting Philadelphia next Sunday, 4:25, and you can listen to that game on 97.3 ESPN. Well, Adam, I don't think we'll be catching up with you the rest of this week. Of course, a short week. Happy Thanksgiving to you, man, and we will catch up with you next week. Yeah, bud. All right, there's Adam Caplan. Yes, Andrew will be on tomorrow. He was in L.A. We'll get his take from L.A. On the game out there on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, Andrew's back with the matchups to watch in the Eagles game against the Baltimore Ravens. This hour of the show, it's brought to you by Jersey Cow, a great place for the family to hang out, eat ice cream. Jersey Cow's open year-round, open every day from noon until 10 p.m. Join them in both Northfield and Brigantine locations. Ice cream is a year-round thing at Jersey Cow. All the fall flavors are back. Thanksgiving, Thursday. Can't believe it. And it's late this year, and it still seems like they're taking my football season away from me. You know the last college football season? The last college football weekend. The last true college football weekend is this weekend. That's it. And then we go into bowl season. It's hard to believe. Sports Bash Live, 97.3 ESPN, the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app, live video streaming on the X platform and on YouTube. You can subscribe. Just search Mike Gill Show. Use the hashtag SBLive, and you can find us. Follow us on the X platform at Mike Gill Show. And we got so much more to come, including Knicks Nuggets on the way, 5 o'clock hour. We got more Sports Bash coming up for you with Sal Paolantonio. And tonight, we got so much more with tonight's Big Three. When we take a look at, by the way, the Sixers. Holy mackerel. That was an awful, disgraceful type of loss last night. We'll dive into it coming up on the Sports Bash, 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. with Unsportsmanlike on 97.3 ESPN with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Small. Can't wake up without it. Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Hi, I'm Larry Mintz. When dealing with a workers' compensation claim, in most cases, the injured worker doesn't get the money they're entitled to. That's why you need the right lawyer. When injured on the job, call us first. We'll speak with you for free and get you all the money and benefits you deserve.
Make the right call to Goldenberg Macklin. Call us at 609-344-7131. That's 609-344-7131. Or visit us online at gmslaw.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text GRIT to 42424 right now for your complimentary
complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text GRIT to 42424. That's GRIT to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Don't get left in the dark. Calvi Electric, a certified Generac dealer, has you covered. From installation to maintenance, they're your go-to experts for Generac generators, ensuring your home stays powered through any storm. A Generac home standby generator will automatically restore power to your home during an outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted. Put your trust in Calvi Electric, the premier electrical contractor serving South Jersey for over 115 years. Visit calvielectric.com today or call 609-345-0151.
I got a line.
He got a line.
She got a line.
We got 4 lines. Cricket Nation. Q finger guns. Really easy. Super stress-free. 5G so fast. Like blazing fast. Games and memes. You'll have a blast. You can get fast 5G across 4 lines. You can get fast 5G across 4 lines. As we discuss, take it from us. We 4 are one. Cricket Nation.
And only $25 a line. Welcome to more lines. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile. You're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Discount varies by line. Fees may apply. Terms and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. The holiday entertaining season is back, and there's no better place for holiday cheer than Chicky and Pete's with an ice cold beer. Book your holiday party right now. We have open bar specials and an unbeatable all-you-can-eat menu. It includes our world-famous crab fries, delectable Chicky's boneless wings, tasty tenders, and our piping hot traditional pizza. Or let us bring the holiday cheer to your place with an unforgettable visit from our Chicky and Pete's Crab Fry Express food truck. We've got you covered this holiday season at the official sports bar of the Philadelphia Eagles, Chickies and Pete's.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
A lot of company.
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you
Got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Oh, yeah, it's on at Matt Nissan. If you're currently stuck in a loan or lease, AJ the Trade Man can get you released. Matt Blatt Nissan.com. It's on at Matt Blatt Nissan on the Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township.
This is the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network.
Progressive Insurance presents the Sports Flash on 97.3 ESPN. NFL, the Eagles win their 7th straight game Sunday night, beating the Rams in Los Angeles 37-20. They go to 9-2. Saquon Barkley rushing for 255 yards, including a touchdown run of 70 and 72 yards. It's an Eagles franchise record. Jalen Hurts at 179 yards passing, a touchdown to A.J. Brown. Kenneth Gainwell also had a touchdown run for Philadelphia. NHL, the Flyers home tonight facing the Vegas Golden Knights. Philadelphia coming off a 3-2 overtime win against the Chicago Blackhawks that ended a 2-game losing skid. Wednesday, Philadelphia will head to Nashville where they'll take on the Predators. NBA Sixers return Wednesday hosting the Houston Rockets and wrapping up a 3-game homestand. Sunday, they fell to the LA Clippers 125-99, playing the contest without Joel Embiid and Paul George, both out with injuries. I'm Tony Desiri, and that's your Sports Flash on 97.3 ESPN.
New Jersey is the Garden State. But did you know that one of the most important things we can farm is wind? Offshore wind provides clean, renewable energy. It creates jobs and drives economic growth. In fact, it's estimated that a single wind farm can create over 4,000 jobs and add more than $700 million to the state's economy. Offshore wind, propelling New Jersey's future. To learn more, visit nj.gov/offshore wind.
From the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dan Zarrow. It's a very busy travel week around New Jersey with Thanksgiving just 3 days away. Unfortunately, the weather will get in the way at times. Maybe an isolated rain shower tonight as clouds build in, low 48. Quick round of rain tomorrow morning. Everybody gets wet. Clearing skies and breezy tomorrow afternoon, high 59. Sun to clouds, 51 on Wednesday. More rain coming up for Thanksgiving Day. Get weather 24/7 wherever you are. Download our free mobile app today.
If you or someone you know needs help getting through a difficult time, start with NJ211. When you reach out to 211, we can connect you to help with housing, utilities, food, childcare, senior services, income support, healthcare, legal issues, and more. Help is available in over 150 languages, and the service is free, confidential, and available 24/7. Need help? Dial 211, text 898-211, or search nj211.org.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Never thought this radio stunt would catch on so big.
On 97.3 ESPN.
All right, welcome back. 4:30 Sports Bash Live, 97.3 ESPN, the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app, live video, streaming on the X platform, YouTube, at Mike Gill Show. Use the hashtag SB Live. It's time for another edition of Nick's Nuggets. Nick Earnshaw is host of the Shift podcast. And, of course, he is the producer of The Locker Room weekends on the Sports Bash. We're going to be live at the Station House down there in Wildwood on Wednesday. The whole crew hanging out for 99 Growlers this year. All the tickets are ready to go. We hope to see every qualifier out there. Now, remember, if you did not qualify, if you were not one of the 99 qualifiers, you are still more than welcome to come out and see the show, and we will have a waiting list. If some of the 99 people do not show up, we will begin to pull off the waiting list for 99 Growlers. So get there, hang out. It's the last show of the week. We'll be off on Thursday. We'll be off on Friday with the annual Flyers Black Friday game and the NFL going Black Friday for the first time ever with the Chiefs and the Raiders. Some Phillies news, by the way. It's the second year for Black Friday game. And last year was a terrible game. It was Dolphins-Jets last year. Little Philly stuff. Apparently, Bob Nightingale says that they have made some calls to the White Sox. Alec Boehm, Justin Crawford for Garrett Crochet. So we'll see if something happens with the Phillies. The Sixers were awful yesterday. The Flyers won on Saturday. Nuggets, what do you got?
We have a lot to talk about, Mike, but I'm looking forward to Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be a lot of fun down there. I can't wait. I'll be there for the whole thing with you guys. It's going to be such a fun event. Looking forward to that right before Thanksgiving. But, oh, my goodness, there is so much we could get to on the Nuggets today. But, I mean, there is no way I couldn't start the Nuggets without going to Barkley. I mean, what a game last night once again. Nugget number one, Barkley is the MVP. I don't care what anyone says. Saquon Barkley needs to win the MVP this year. I know it's hard to get it from the quarterbacks. I know they want to give it to the quarterbacks, and then they want to give Offensive Player of the Year to the other position players. I get it. But he's got over 1,600 scrimmage yards, which are 10th most in NFL history through 11 games. He's been ridiculous. Last night, 255 yards on the ground, 47 receiving yards as well. He has 500 scrimmage yards in his last two games. That's the most by any player in recorded that's been recorded that in a two-game span in 47 years, Mike. I know the odds have gone up, but he should be number one. If you take Saquon Barkley out of this lineup, the Eagles are nowhere near the same team.
No, in fact, we saw it last year, a team that was 10-1 and had DeAndre Swift as the running back. They didn't use him nearly the same way, and by the end of the year, this team was having all sorts of problems offensively, trying to find their identity. Now, they don't have to lean on Jalen Hurts or Brown or Smith in that pass game. They have a variety of ways. They've run the ball. We talked about this with Adam Caplan. In their 9 wins, they averaged 39 rushes a game. So they are committed to this. But I think the big part about this is they can commit to it. And if it's not there, that's when they can hit you with the deep ball. So I think they are committed. And we talked about this in the offseason. When they signed him, I said, this guy's going to have to be special. 1,800 yards, 1,900 yards. Well, he's on pace to go over that right now. He's exceeding my expectations. But my mindset was when they spent the money on a running back, it was to shift the focus of what they wanted their offense to be. And you're seeing it. I mean, listen, this guy's a special player. The burst he has. He broke through that line, and then it was a foot race between him and the other number 26, and he left 26 in the dust. So he's got the speed. Some people wondered if he still had that kick left in him. It's no denying how big of an impact he's had. And listen, we've had people listening today text in their ticket stubs. Some guy bet $50 on Barkley to win MVP at 10,000 to 1.
Wow.
Another guy yesterday, before the game yesterday, he was 6,000 to 1 to win the MVP. He's now 600 to 1. So it dropped that significantly off of yesterday's game. But we had a guy text in his ticket, $5 he threw on 6,000 to 1. I mean, he's going to win $1,000. I mean, it's crazy how much money could be changing hands because of Saquon Barkley for our listeners out there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it doesn't happen very often. The last non-quarterback to win was Adrian Peterson 14 years ago, 2012. And if you look at their numbers right now, if you go through week 12, right, Saquon has better numbers. He's got more touchdowns. He's got more rushing yards, more receiving yards. This is somebody who is putting on a special season. And when you look back at Peterson's season that year, if he's already eclipsing it and he's on pace to eclipse a lot of the stats that Peterson put up that year, I mean, it'd be hard not to give it to him. I understand Lamar. I understand Josh Allen. Mahomes always is going to be in the mix. But my goodness, if Saquon Barkley isn't the most valuable to his team, then I don't know who is. I mean, I understand it's a quarterback award. They always want to give it to the quarterback, the most important position on the field. But, I mean, you look at across the league, all the teams that let go of their top running backs, whether it's the Giants to the Eagles with losing Saquon, Derrick Henry going from the Titans to the Baltimore Ravens, those top running backs, I mean, they're changing kind of the discussion around, paying running backs now because of how good and how valuable they've been. And Saquon's at the top of the list. I mean, you see what McCaffrey's done in years past. Not the same this year because he's been hurt. But my goodness, Saquon Barkley has brought the Eagles to another level. And since that bye week, since the offensive line met with Nick Sirianni and had them commit to the run, he has been an absolute game changer getting him involved.
Well, listen, I mean, you can make the same case for a guy like Josh Allen. What are they without Josh Allen? If you put Joe Schmo, just a regular quarterback back there, they're not 9-2. Look, they have the same record as the Eagles do. I think so many times we look at it through our glasses, of being here and watching him all the time. But the Buffalo Bills, they don't have a whole heck of a lot of skill players that you're like, wow, look at that guy. He's got this guy to throw to. So Josh Allen, very deserving of being the leader right now. I think Jared Goff, I mean, they have a lot of talent around Jared Goff, but if you just put a normal quarterback back there, are they getting the job done? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But they're 9-1. They're better than the Eagles record-wise right now. So I think all the guys that are in the conversation are deserving. I guess you could ask the question, Baltimore right now is 7-4, 7-5. What are they without Lamar Jackson? Are they only 7 wins because of him? Or, that's a tricky one there. So I think it's going to be a very interesting one. But the fact that he's a running back and that he's in the mix, and if the Eagles keep using him at this rate, he's going to probably be in play for the all-time rushing record. And then at that point, you'd have to really seriously consider him, which, by the way, I think you're really seriously considering him now.
Yeah, he's definitely in the mix. And look, those guys are deserving, right? I mean, the quarterback, most important position on the field. But the fact he came in, he's a new player, and the difference from when he's with the Giants to the Eagles and how much he's been able to impact the Eagles offensively this year, I mean, it's been tremendous. So he is definitely in the mix. Right now, to me, he's the favorite. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's got to be the favorite at this point. I know the odds, he's like third or fourth in most books, but my goodness, when you're putting up numbers like that, 500 yards in 2 games, I mean, that's video game type of numbers. It's like we're playing Madden here with Saquon Barkley. So the numbers have been incredible. The impact he's made, I mean, has been off the charts. If you take him out, I don't know where the Eagles are at. And it's the same with the other players too.
Yeah, all of them. I mean, listen, that's why, this award has been a quarterback award, because these quarterbacks have the ball and there's a passing league and they're constantly able to do things that you're like, wow, they had such an impact on the game. Now, the last 2 weeks for Josh Allen, I mean, he threw for, he didn't have these huge games. He threw for 260 and 1 touchdown, 280, no touchdowns. So he didn't have like this game the last 2 weeks that really jumped off the page. His big one came against Miami. He had 3 touchdowns in that game. He had 320 in a game against Tennessee. But when you look at his overall season, I don't know how good that Buffalo team is without him as the quarterback. So he's in there. Other quarterbacks have better numbers than he does. So it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out.
Mike, and you brought up a great point. It's a passing league, right? A running back's doing this in a passing league, which is crazy. Like, that's another aspect and angle you could look at it, right? Because it's such a passing league, to have a running back be in the mix for the MVP and putting up these type of numbers in a league that is so prevalent on the pass, I think that's also impressive too.
Well, the impressive part about it is the historic part of it. The
Yep.
fact that he had 255 yards, the fact that he had 300 scrimmage yards, the fact that he's on pace to beat the last MVP's Adrian Peterson's numbers. Those, you almost have to be there to be considered, and that's why he's considered, and deservingly so.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, let's move along to nugget number 2. And I was watching, a bunch of games yesterday. I was watching Red Zone, Mike, unlike you do on your Sundays. I know you like to watch the full game, but I'm watching Red Zone, and I'm tuned in to the Bears and the Vikings game. And there was an interesting play in this game that caused a coach's challenge, okay? And it was fascinating because Mike Pereira brought up a rule that I did not know existed yesterday in the National Football League. So there was a play that was close to a player running out of bounds, right? He was on the sideline. They were checking to see if he stepped out of bounds. Well, apparently in Chicago, they have a boundary cam. And not every stadium has a boundary cam, okay? And this was the quote from Mike Pereira yesterday when they brought him on to the Fox broadcast. He said, quote, "This is the boundary cam, and if a coach challenges, you cannot use the boundary cam. There's not boundary cams in every stadium, so there's a question of equity whether some stadiums and some don't have it. So when a coach challenges, you can't use it. However, on a regular review situation like a scoring play, they can use the boundary cam, but not on a coach's challenge. So this cam that is straight down the boundary, you cannot use on a coach's challenge, but you can use it on a regular review." I thought it was one of the craziest rules I have ever heard of, because not every stadium has this camera angle. You can't use it on a challenge, but you can use it on a referee review. I thought that was bizarre.
I feel like this happened with something somewhere recently where we were saying something to that effect, like that you have to have continuity. You can't have one stadium having I don't remember the context of what happened, though, where we were talking about this, where like, hey, you can't have one stadium where they have the camera angles and the other one, what was it like? Because the game was in London or something? I don't remember, but no, I did not see this situation happen yesterday. Although yesterday was a free preview of Sunday NFL Ticket, so I was flipping around to watch a little bit of that game there, but I did not see this particular thing happen. But I do agree. You can't have certain places that have the camera and other places don't. It has to be uniform.
Yeah, I that's what I didn't understand. And then they come on because when they reviewed it, they're showing it on the broadcast, the boundary cam, but under review, they weren't able to use that angle to rectify the call. I think that makes no sense. But if it wasn't a coach's challenge, they could use the camera angle. That is bizarre. That is outrageous. Like, why wouldn't you want to use every avenue of a camera that you have in the stadium to get the call right?
Well,
that just doesn't make sense.
You would want to, but I think that the issue is that if not all the stadiums have that camera, then it's almost like, for instance, high school sports doesn't have a replay system.
Right.
But there are outlets like a BFA Productions, the game's on YouTube. The game has video, so you could technically go watch the play to make and look at it, but the rule says you can't. So just because the camera's there and you have the ability to look at it, the rule is that you can't use the replay at the high school level. So I understand it. They got to add
add the camera at every stadium then. It's so weird. I feel like you just want to get the call right.
I wish I could remember. I think we were here actually. I think we were at Fanatic Sportsbook when we were talking about this very thing about not having certain camera angles and all the places, so you can't have it for some and not the others.
Yeah, it was a very interesting explanation. I had never heard that they could not use the boundary cam because only some stadiums have it. Thought it was very bizarre. If anyone else was watching it, text it in because that That was very, very fascinating that they couldn't, but they're showing it on the broadcast. They're showing this angle, but the review, they can't use it, and they can only use it for certain reviews and not others. That's what's so strange, is because you can use it on an official review, but you cannot use it on a coach's channel.
Let me tell you, this is how bad the Sixers game was yesterday, that you have just spent 7 minutes of my time on a camera angle that I did not see.
Yeah, I have to get to it. I know I'm trying to put off the Sixers until my final nugget, because I really don't want to talk about this. I went to 2 Sixers games this past weekend. I've been to 2 straight, Mike. 2 straight Sixers games. One, pretty good. The one yesterday, not so great. And we do have to talk about it.
I saw your tweet.
Yeah.
Good seats there for the Clippers game last night, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I left in the fourth quarter. I left with like 8 minutes to go.
Oh, you left in the fourth
I never. Well, here's the thing. We got to get to this. Nugget number 3. All right, I attended 2 Sixers games. One in the nosebleeds on Friday when they beat the Brooklyn Nets, when Ben Simmons was booed at every possession. Okay, he was booed every possession, Mike. Every time he touched the ball, he was booed. So that was a good night. They won. McCain looked great. Maxey looked great. They hit some big shots, big threes, etc. Then we go last night. The Schweiner calls me up, Mike Gill, at 5:30. The game starts at 6 o'clock. I get a call at 5:30 that he had an extra ticket behind the Clippers bench yesterday. So I put on, my pants. I put on my sweatshirt, and I went to the game. I never got there in such quick time. We're sitting behind the bench, and someone yells to James Harden, "You suck." And he said something right back to him. I thought that was fantastic. And this is when the Sixers were down about 20 at this point. So he was on the bench, didn't really need to play that much. That was one of the worst games I've ever been to, witnessed in person. This team can't make any threes. Kelly Oubre's taking a step back. They don't have a ton of depth. None of their guys that they signed in the offseason have panned out. Mike, I don't know. Is Nick Nurse on the hot seat now? Does he have to be with how bad this start's been?
Man, I don't know where to go with this one.
I don't know either. This is a different type of nugget here.
It's fair to say the team is lifeless. It's fair to say the team appears to be disinterested at times. It's fair to say the team that Nurse has always had like cranky body language. He's always had that kind of crybaby look on his face. That was one of the things when he was in Toronto, when they lost Kawhi, he was always complaining and arguing with the refs, and that's just kind of what he is. But this thing's getting out of control, man. We have no updates on Embiid. We have no updates really on Paul George. Now, Embiid was on the bench the one night. He wasn't on the bench the other night. Paul George was on the bench both nights. It's just a bad look, and the season is eerily close to becoming a loss season. I mean, you're literally about 2 losses. You go 3-15. Michael Kaskey-Blomane, our Sixers insider from 97.3 ESPN.com, tweeted out something today. If they won 10 straight games, they're still only 500. So you're at the point of the season now where you're starting to get to where the math is starting to not work out for you, even if you get on a hot streak here.
Yeah, even if you string together a couple of wins in a row, the math won't be mathing anymore. I mean, that's where they're at. And what's funny, this is supposed to be the easier part of their schedule. You go into January, February, March, December, you're starting to get into some back-to-backs, more back-to-backs during that part of the season. The tougher schedule, you're playing some tougher teams over 500. This is supposed to be a stretch here. We talked about it last week on the Nuggets, that they should be getting back into things here at this point, and they're just not, because they don't have Embiid. Paul George is hurt. I mean, they're not playing these great teams.
It's obvious that without Embiid and Paul George, the expectations would be, listen, they shouldn't be this bad. But obviously, the team that they put around these guys, you're asking these guys now to be in a different role, and they're not capable of fulfilling the role that they are now being elevated to. So without Embiid and George, there is no anticipation that, okay, they can get this thing right. They have 2 very good guards right now in Maxey and in McCain, but that's it. That's all this team has right now. There's nothing else about this team. You're watching this team sometimes and you're thinking, who the heck are these guys? There's a bunch of guys out here that weren't here last year. There's a bunch of guys here that are older.
They had 3 guys last night that played in the Bluecoats game.
Yeah.
Earlier on in the day, earlier Sunday afternoon, Bona, Quinones, and another guy played in the G League game.
Yeah.
And then Nick Nurse puts them out in garbage time against the Clippers last night.
They played for the Delaware Blue Coats earlier in the day and then played last night in the game because they were getting beat by so much. But, look, you have a lot of guys here who are older, and you're asking them to do more than what you signed them to do, and this is the end result right now. It should not be this bad. So to go back to the Nugget, I think that puts Nick Nurse on the hot seat.
McCain can't be your leading scorer every single night. He's been fantastic. I love watching him play. He's been awesome. He cannot be your leading scorer every night. It just can't happen. They're not going to go anywhere if that's the case. All right. Final nugget. That was nugget number 3. A 3-pack for you on this Monday afternoon, Mike and Pete.
All right, there you go. Nick's Nuggets, of course, are always brought to you by the Fanatic Sportsbook here at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City, which is where we are every Monday here on the Sports Bash. And don't forget, coming up, Sal Paolantonio joins us to talk a little Eagles. We'll get his take. What was the most impressive part about Saquon Barkley's night last night? We'll ask Sal Paolantonio about that and more coming up next on the Sports Bash.
UConn, Memphis.
Yeah, they hit a 3 with 0.9 seconds left.
82 all. Go to OT.
You heard the crowd here. I mean, the bar's full.
It is full.
I mean,
you're not lying.
It is not even 5 o'clock on a Monday, and they're ready to go watching the Maui Classic here. Monday Night Football tonight. You can listen on 97.3 ESPN. Don't forget, we've got 99 Growlers this Wednesday. The Sports Bash will be live at Mud Hen Brewing Company in Wildwood for this year's 99 Growlers party. We'll see you out there. Final hour of the Sports Bash with Sal Paolantonio next.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. It's a big AFC matchup coming up this week from Los Angeles, and it's a battle of the brothers. The 7-4 Baltimore Ravens, coached by John Harbaugh, traveling west to take on the 7-3 Chargers, coached by Jim Harbaugh, on Monday Night Football.
Listen to Monday Night Football on 97.3 ESPN. Brought to you by Ace Hardware Home Services, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com to book today.
I need a new car. Under 20 grand? Okay, well, what's my trade worth? You know what? I'm going to Matt Blatt Kia, where I can get some straight talk.
Brand new Matt Blatt Kia Forte LXS, under 20 grand. That's right, a brand new Kia, just $19,999. With any trade, that's less than most used vehicles. Currently buried in a loan or lease, Matt Blatt Kia wants to get you released and into your new Kia with 0 down, 0 payments until February, even 0% for 72 months on every clearly marked new Matt Blatt Kia in stock. So bring any trade, because if you have a job clearing $450 per week, we want to get you approved today.
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
With approved credit, 24 ED9, 1389 per thousand finance. Not all will qualify. Credit and down payment. Offers can't be combined. Go to mattblackkia.com for complete details, or 888-505-6670. Price includes no cost to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes. Through KNF, rebates and incentives to dealer. Expires 12/4/24. Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and on Route 37 in Toms River.
Do you lay awake at night worrying about what to buy everyone on your holiday list? Well, Skechers is here for a holiday rescue with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, the right gift for everyone on your list. Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching your shoes, no retying laces. Plus, Skechers slip-ins are perfect for everyone. Moms, dads, grandparents, kids, friends, coworkers. And they're the most comfortable shoes they'll ever wear. Find them for the holidays at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Jersey Cow, a great place for the family to hang out and eat ice cream. At Jersey Cow, everything is homemade, small batch, right here in South Jersey with only the best ingredients. Enjoy Jersey Cow in Northfield and Brigantine with all the fall flavors, bringing back popular classics while introducing some future favorites as well. For the best ice cream with constantly rotating flavors, come taste the best homemade delicious ice cream made right at Jersey Cow. Visit every day from noon till 10 at both Northfield and Brigantine locations. Ice cream, a year-round thing at Jersey Cow.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for just $33.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Step into the heart of Tuckerton at Doyle's Poorhouse, where great food meets a family-friendly atmosphere. Craving a hearty meal or a place to unwind with friends? Doyle's Poorhouse of Tuckerton has it all. Mouth-watering dishes, crafted with care, and the best events in town. Live music nights and community gatherings. There's always something happening at Doyle's Poorhouse of Tuckerton. Visit them today and experience the warmth of their hospitality. Doyle's Poorhouse of Tuckerton, where every visit feels like coming home. Visit Doyle's Poorhouse of Tuckerton, your new favorite spot for food, fun, and family.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. At Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale, get a king for the price of a queen and a free adjustable base with select Sealy beds, all with a low price guarantee. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
With GMF financing, qualified buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
Why wait for Black Friday when the biggest Black Friday sale is going on now all month long at Bennett Chevrolet, where you can save up to 20% and more on your new vehicle, because Bennett is selling new vehicles at $1,000 below, yes, $1,000 below the real GM supplier employee price. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you up to 20%. But of course, there's more with available 0% financing. Looking for you? Bennett's giving a minimum $10,000, a minimum 10 grand for your trade, no matter its condition, towards any pre-owned in stock. Imagine what you'll get for a good trade if Bennett's paying a minimum 10 grand for total junk. Bennett's deals are unbeatable during our Black Friday sales event, and there's never any hassles or sales pressure, because our non-commissioned sales staff is paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. The best Black Friday sales going on now at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Tune in to the Bet365 Play of the Day during the Sports Bash with me, Mike Gill, every weekday afternoon at 5:45 on 97.3 ESPN. Made possible by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Cooper's our new neighbor down the shore.
Introducing Cooper University Hospital, Cape Regional.
Healthcare is going to improve in Cape May County.
We're excited to bring our award-winning care to our new neighbors in Cape May and Atlantic counties. You'll have greater access to top specialists, advanced technology, innovative treatments, and outstanding cancer care at MD Anderson Cancer Center at Cooper. Cooper University Healthcare. Together, we're doing something extraordinary for families down the shore.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine & More, find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore. Our helpful guides are so friendly and nice. So many bottles to try at the lowest price. So gather with friends as you sit down to eat. Grateful for all who made Thanksgiving complete.
With curbside pickup available and the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screams. Go to the Gallery. Go to the Fanatic Sportsbook. Go for the win at Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Time to work on your gift list with Black Friday deals at the Home Depot. Right now, get a select tool from top brands like Ryobi and Milwaukee for free when you buy a select battery kit. Choose from reciprocating saws, multi-tools, sanders, and more. Whether you're stocking up on power for your personal workshop or grabbing the perfect gift for someone else's. Get Black Friday tool deals delivered from the Home Depot. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in-store and online.
Hey, it's Chris Coleman. It's the Black Friday sales event at Kindle, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You can lease a 2024 Dodge Hornet RT just $299 a month. for 24 months, $39.99. Do it. Signing lease payment includes $6,500 EV credit from lender. Finance through Stellantis Financial ends 12/2/24. See Kindle for details. Kindle, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Check out their huge 100-acre lot just off Exit 10 of the Parkway on Stone Harbor Boulevard. Or shop right now at KindleDodge.net.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles. Sixers.
Bang! It's good! Ball game!
And Flyers.
Just in front of the net!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey. This is the Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Now live from inside the Ocean Casino Resort Studio, here's Mike Gill.
All right, final hour of the show at the Fanatic Sportsbook here at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Mike Gill and the Sports Bash live. A historic day for Saquon Barkley. Historic day for us. There's Sal Paolantonio. Of course, ESPN Sal Paolantonio at Sal Pal ESPN on Instagram said Jeff Stoutland was next level. What kind of role did he play in the big man's game last night? Barkley, 255 yards. He went over 300 total yards in the game last night, Sal Pal, and he is squarely in the MVP conversation as Sal Paolantonio joins us on a Sports Bash Monday edition. It's a Sal Pal Monday. Sal, how are you?
Oh, I'm good, Mike. I'm real good. And, we have to do it on a Monday when it's a holiday weekend. So happy Thanksgiving to all the listeners of the Mike Gill Show. It's great to be with you. And you mentioned the MVP race for Saquon Barkley. I got some numbers for you that are pretty good. Saquon Barkley is on pace to average 2,000 rush yards and 6 yards a carry. No player has done that and not won the MVP of the league. The three other running backs to average 2,000 yards rushing plus 6 yards per carry to get up there. Adrian Peterson won the MVP 2012. 1997, Barry Sanders won the MVP, Detroit Lions. And 1973, O.J. Simpson. So Saquon Barkley, as a running back, is on pace to be the MVP of the league when you consider the last three. The only three MVPs of the NFL were running backs. Adrian Peterson, Barry Sanders, O.J. Simpson all basically did it the same as Saquon Barkley's doing it right now.
So, Sal, if he's obviously in this thing now, he went from plus 6,000 to plus 600. So he's in this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Does he has to have a historic season, though, to be a legit? And can he keep this up? What the Eagles are doing with him, they're running in their 9 wins. They averaged 39 attempts. Obviously, not all him, but they are focused, and they seem to be riding this wave of we are going to run the ball first.
Yeah, and that has always been the formula to win in the National Football League. You have to increase the number of rushing attempts and increase the number of pass completions without the quarterback turning the ball over. So, Mike, you and I have talked about this on this very program. I have 3 things that I was given by Dick Vermeil way back when on how to close out a season at a championship level. Number 1, quarterback can't turn the ball over. Number 2, rushing attempts are so important. And number 3, points allowed. And the Eagles are excelling at all 3 right now. So as for Saquon, I don't know if he can keep it up. He's 27. He's got a lot of wear on the tires. But, Mike, last night on two 70-plus yards, touchdown runs, he reached over 20 miles per hour. It's unbelievable. Only Derrick Henry's done that so far, and Derrick Henry did it once. And he did it once in all season. Barkley did it twice in 1 game. So he's in tremendous shape, Mike, tremendous shape.
Oh, and some of the things he does, I mean, and he's patient. He kind of holds and glides his way, and then, bam, he hits you. But I want to get you put that Instagram message out there about Jeff Stoutland. And what they're doing up front is truly, it's actually fun to watch them. A lot of pulling guys in the athleticism and second-level stuff. How much is what Stoutland does with this run game kind of enhance what Barkley is able to do?
Well, you nailed it right on the head, Mike. You said patience. Barkley can be patient because this offensive line is so good and there's so much in sync. So Jeff Stoutland, the offensive line coach, we know is the best in the National Football League. So last night, I got this number for you. I got it from ESPN Stats and Information. The Eagles had 264 yards rushing before contact, before a defender laid a glove on Barkley, Hurts, or Gainwell. That's on my Instagram, Sal Pal ESPN, as you mentioned. But when you look at that number, 264 yards rushing for the Eagles before a defender laid a glove on him. You know what that means? That means up front, those guys are getting it done. Mailata, Becton, Juergens, Dickerson, and of course the future Hall of Famer Lane Johnson.
That line has been outstanding, and we say that, Sal, a new right guard who's never played the position before, and by the way, a Hall of Fame center who is being replaced. So you got two new faces in the interior of that line, and they're having this kind of year. It's truly fun to watch. And I guess my question for you would be, do you feel that this formula is sustainable? A lot of these games at halftime, 13-7, close scores, and then they kind of pull away in the second half. Can they do that against the Detroits, maybe the Kansas Cities, the Buffaloes? I guess we'll see it this weekend against a Baltimore.
Well, you hit the nail on the head again, Mike. They need to be more consistent, have sustained offense, and get into the end zone, not settle for field goals like they did last night in Los Angeles. It takes them a long time to get going, and once they get going and once they get downhill, it's demoralizing for the opposition. One of the things that you see on the faces of those Los Angeles Rams after the game is they're shocked. They are stunned. They are stunned that they just gave up 37 points at home in a game they had to have to keep pace in their division. And so you pass to score and you run to win. And they need to do a better job in the passing game. There's no question about it, because I agree with you, Mike. I don't think it's sustainable if you have to go up against Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions or the Kansas City Chiefs. Hard to come back against those teams because they have good defenses.
All right, Sal, I want to get your take because you've covered Brandon Graham for his entire career. Sadly, last night he did announce that his season was over, and the impact. I mean, I don't know that we thought this guy was going to have any impact this year. Hey, he was maybe one more year to get to number 15 and say, hey, you were a great Eagle, most important play in the history of the franchise. But no, he's been maybe the most important player on that defensive line this year. So can they sustain that type of injury to that player this season?
Yeah, he's got a torn left tricep, and he called his wife and children last night from the locker room. They had a very emotional telephone call, and he told them that, it looks like his season is done. I know Nick Sirianni said after the game that, hey, we're going to hold out hope. But a torn left tricep for a defensive end, it's very, very, very difficult to see him coming back, even if they do make it as far as New Orleans for the Super Bowl. And he was planning on retiring. But it's so funny, Mike. Last night in the game, after Brandon Graham got that sack, I texted one of my close friends who lives in Delaware and listens to your show religiously. And I said to him, is Brandon Graham going to retire? He looks too good. He looks like he's playing at a super high level still. Bull rushing guys, getting around the edge with speed to power, which is what he's done in his entire career. 3.5 sacks. 20 tackles. And, Brandon Graham was Howie Roseman's first ever draft pick. I remember that when Howie Roseman was way up in the rafters of the big house in Michigan, scouting Brandon Graham. He called Andy Reid on his cell phone and said, Andy, I got the guy that I think we've got to draft. And it was Brandon Graham. So it's a very emotional connection between the front office, the ownership, and Brandon Graham. I don't think the leadership will be gone. He's such a culture guy. He's so important to the team. He's a tone setter. He will continue to impart his wisdom and experience on the young guys. But he was an important part of what they did. So now they got Bryce Huff coming back from wrist surgery, Josh Sweat, Jalix Hunt, the rookie, and they're going to have to try to get maybe Jalen Carter outside a little bit more. But they've got him at defensive end in their 3-4 alignment. I don't know if he can play the outside linebacker that number 55 was playing. He was playing the weak side linebacker as a starter in many cases. Mike, he had 46% of the defensive snaps. That's more than Milton Williams. It's crazy.
I'll tell you what, I couldn't believe, Sal, last night. I just kept saying, there's Graham again. There's Graham again. And it was
So they'll miss him. From a football standpoint, they will miss him. From a culture leadership standpoint, I don't think so.
Right. And yeah, he even said it last night. I'm going to continue. The mission is still the mission. I'm going to be around this team. And you know that he'll be barking like crazy. But it's a big loss for this team. And who would have thought in year 15, you're right, that draft, I remember that day, Earl Thomas, Jason Pierre-Paul, there were people that thought that the Eagles made a mistake because of their early success, Thomas and Pierre-Paul. But Graham is the one that's still going, and we'll see how they try to fix it. What do you think of this defense in general, though? Now that we've seen them 7 straight wins, and it seems that every week, we were talking about this earlier, now with Graham out, maybe this changes, but it seems that they don't have a weakness at any level of the defense.
They don't, but we haven't really seen them play a true dual threat quarterback like Lamar Jackson. This will be a very, very big test. And they're underdogs in this game by 3 points. Mike, the last time they were underdogs was when they went to Tampa, right? Were they underdogs in that game in Tampa?
I think so, yep, down in Tampa.
So, and that was their last loss, correct? So, they've got their hands full with this game because of Lamar Jackson and because they haven't really faced a dual threat. They'll be able to throw if they can. This will be a big test for the passing game and for Jalen Hurts. You can throw on the Ravens. You can't run on them. They're tough to run on.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Right, it's going to be interesting to see if the Eagles say, hey, you can stop the run. We like to run. Let's fight fire with fire here.
Yeah, I could see that. But, you got to be able to score points through the passing game, Mike. You got to.
If Vic Fangio, when you're playing a guy like Lamar Jackson, we'll actually see him tonight. So they'll play on a short week for them in Baltimore. Who is the key guy on the defense when you play against Lamar Jackson?
Well, it's got to be somebody who's going to spy him. Now, you don't go up the field with your hair on fire and your ears pinned back. You do a mush rush. If you go back to 2004, how did Jim Johnson, the late, great Jim Johnson, rush Michael Vick, the greatest dual threat quarterback of all time? He mush rushed him. He kept him in the pocket. He didn't let him get outside of the tackle box. And that frustrated Vic. Rush 4, send everybody into coverage. I think you'll see the exact same thing. Maybe Nakobe Dean or Zach Bond will spy him. Maybe it'll be Cooper DeJean. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, that Cooper DeJean, he's a difference maker. Him and Mitchell they hit 2 home runs with those 2 guys.
Yes. And Mike, Howie Roseman's the executive of the year in National Football League. The votes are already counted. It's already in.
Have you ever, Sal, you've been doing this a long time. Have you ever, the whole Hard Knocks thing just adds to the story. The poor guy in New York, every week they keep showing the video of him and Mara in the room, and Mara saying, I can't go to sleep at night if he signs with the Eagles. This thing is just every week. You've never seen anything like it before.
It's one of the greatest memes of all time. But, Howie Roseman, he steals Saquon Barkley from a division rival, and the guy turns into an MVP candidate, legitimate. He signs Zach Bond, who is going to be an all-pro at linebacker. He drafts Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean back-to-back, and they turn into major, not only difference makers, but tone setters. When you have a guy like Quinyon Mitchell, who can take away a Terry McLaurin like he did in Thursday Night Football and force Jaden Daniels to hold the ball a beat or two more so the pass rush can get to him. And that was the blueprint that the Cowboys used. That was it. That was the blueprint. Play press coverage on the outside on McLaurin, send Micah Parsons after Jaden Daniels.
Well, Sal, Thanksgiving is here, and when I think of Thanksgiving football and how football explains America, the book, I think people should think about that book as Christmas gets here, because football and Thanksgiving and your book, it's all encompassing, man. It's a great time of year, and it looks like the Eagles have gotten out of the malaise of that 1-7 finish from last year.
Yeah, and Michael, they got to close strong like last year, and thank you for mentioning the book. I gave a copy to our guy, Johnny G, of the Grinder team at Berger Realty in Ocean City, New Jersey. Thanks to him for supporting the Sports Bash with Mike Gill. And thank you to you, Mike, for having me on the show. I'm very thankful for you and your friendship and for being on this program with you all year long. And to your listeners out there, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And hey, wow, we got a lot of great football to go. We got like 9-10 weeks to go, Michael, before New Orleans. This is where things pivoted last year. So
yes, it was.
Real
quick,
tighten your seatbelt, Michael. Tighten that seatbelt.
You mentioned it. This is where things pivoted. That Kansas City's team's 10-1. Do you feel a pivot for them, or are they going to hang on?
Who they got this week? They got Friday night Las Vegas.
Yes, they play on Black Friday afternoon, 3:00.
Yeah. Short turnaround. Even Patrick Mahomes said, what did he say, Mike? I'm tired of these close games. Can I get up? Can I get a blowout? But as we know, that's not the NFL, Mike. This is a one-score league, Michael. One score.
Well, it's funny because you're hearing a lot of the same things that you heard about the Eagles last year. Good teams, they find ways to win. They know how to win. You heard that a lot about Philadelphia last year, and they just fell apart. And I don't know that Kansas City is going to fall apart, but yesterday, to be in a battle with Carolina the way they were, you start to wonder, is something going to fall out on that team here? Because
so it's a one-score league, Mike, except when you're playing the Eagles. I got these numbers from Hembo and Get Up. During the 7-game win streak, the Eagles' average score of victory is 30-15. So they're winning by an average of 2 touchdowns. Their average yardage is 403 yards gained to their opponent's 223.
Jeez.
And their average of explosive plays, 40 yards or more, is 9 per game to 4 per game for the opposition during the 7-game win streak. Michael, that's unbelievable. It really is. Their scoring margin is unbelievable. Their scoring margin is 97 points. Their average yard margin is 1,259, 34 explosive play margin. Amazing.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see what happens over these next couple of weeks. It's going to be fun. Sal will be back in his normal Friday on December the 6th. Thanksgiving Day, everybody. Enjoy it. And Sal Pal, thanks to you, man.
Happy Thanksgiving, Mike Gill.
All right, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. And, of course, Sal Paolantonio here on the Sports Bash gave us a Hembo stat there, PG.
I like that.
Did you like that stat?
Man. Those are good numbers.
Those are the numbers. The Eagles' margin of victory. By the way, stuff like this, where Saquon Barkley yesterday outgained the Rams himself. Saquon Barkley outrushing certain teams this year. That's what you have in this weapon here. And as he talked about Jeff Stoutland and that offensive line, that is why, and he talked about it, the Baltimore game coming up next week. Now, I know that Baltimore hasn't even played yet this week. They play tonight. But Baltimore, very good against the run, and Philadelphia likes to run. This will be an interesting test. All right, let's hear a couple text messages that have been coming in throughout the show today on the win. If you have a text message and a thought on the Eagles' win and who this team is, if you think, you have this team figured out, let us know what you think about the team at 9-2, 609-403-0973. All right, Josh, what do we got?
Let's start with Mike in EHT. He says there's no doubt that Saquon is having the best season of any player, but it's not about how good the player is. It's about who the most valuable position is. He says if Hurts was not playing because he was injured, we had Kenny Pickett playing, they would be way worse than if Barkley was hurt and they had to play Gainwell all year. That's from Mike in the HT.
It's an interesting perspective. Jalen Hurts is in the MVP race, too. He is not, that far out. I think he's plus 1250. So I don't think Eagles fans are looking at Hurts as having the same impact that he had 2 years ago. But that is an interesting point by, what was his name, Mark?
Mike in the HT.
Mike in the HT. No, I think there's something to that, which is why the quarterback generally wins this award. Because you could put Saquon Barkley with Daniel Jones, and the team stinks. You put Saquon Barkley on a team with Jalen Hurts, and all of a sudden the team isn't so bad.
I think one of the things that, before we get to another text, I just wanted to point out here, Mike, is that, it's not an apples-to-apples comparison because of the fact that, we have an Eagles team right now that has thrown the fewest passes in the NFL. So we don't really know how this team would handle Saquon not being on the field. Would they lean on Hurts more? Would Hurts all of a sudden have to carry a larger load? Of course he would, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, we saw it last year, pretty much. I mean, and that was one of the things I liked about the signing was that, okay, I don't think they trusted a DeAndre Swift to, lean on him game in and game out. Same with Miles Sanders. I just don't think they had enough trust to say, hey, we're going to lean on you this week. Maybe once every 5 weeks or something, not every week.
Well, and if you go back to the Super Bowl, that running game was just not there for them. And if you put Saquon Barkley in that game, I think you could have a different story.
And the big thing I think it has, like last night, you still had a 100-yard game from A.J. Brown.
Right.
Right? Because you run the ball 40 times every week. They're averaging 39 carries a week when they win. It just gives those guys – because when you keep running and you keep running and you keep running, you then have to start to say, if you're going to keep running and you're going to commit to it, well, then we're going to have to slide this safety down a little bit.
Right.
And if you do that, that opens up one-on-one opportunities. So you might only get a few one-on-one opportunities, but the Eagles are taking advantage of those.
Matt and Kate May chimes in, Mike, and says, let's not overlook what might be the most valuable group on the field for the Eagles. How about we talk about that offensive line, Matt and Kate May?
I mean, I think I've said it before many times. They're the star of this team. The Eagles' offensive line is the star. I know Barkley, he gets the fruit of the labor of the star, but they're the star of the team. Without the Eagles' offensive line, the whole thing doesn't work. No question. I mean, same with Detroit. Detroit has great skill players, but their offensive line is the star of that team.
Right.
You look at a team like, we've seen it in the past, Minnesota, Justin Jefferson, and Dalvin Cook when he was at his best. And, they had these great skill position players, but they had no offensive line, and those skill position players didn't equate to wins.
Well, I was going to say, look at yesterday with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs offensive line is extremely underwhelming. I mean, they might be one of the worst offensive lines of any playoff team, and it was a part of the reason why the Chiefs had a close game with the Panthers at the end, because every time the Chiefs tried to extend their lead, they couldn't because you have guys like Jawan Taylor constantly committing penalties.
Well, I just brought it up with Sal, too. They're 10-1. But do they feel more like the Eagles 10-1 from last year? Because I keep
100%.
hearing every week it's the same thing we said about the Eagles last year. Good teams find ways to win, and that's what good teams do. They know how to win. Well, it turned out that the Eagles weren't a good team finding ways to win or knowing how to win. They were just kind of skating by. It's still an odd thing though, because the Eagles were beating teams last year like Buffalo, like Kansas City, like Dallas. And Dallas won 12 games last year. Keep that in mind. So they were winning against good teams, Philadelphia. It's a bizarre thing, but we kept saying the same things about them. They just find ways to win. And now we're saying that about Kansas City.
Couple more texts to get to here. Glenn from Absecon chimes in and says, any records being set while playing 17 games should be a different record book. To say Barkley's going to break Dickerson's record, but Dickerson would have played one less game, it can't be compared.
That's fair.
And those guys carried the ball those guys didn't take a play off.
I will say,
like
what
the
happens if
OJ.
Barkley breaks it in 16 games?
Yeah, but
though?
he's saying that because Barkley would get one extra game. Now, if he does it in 16, then I think it's valid.
Right. Like, for example, what I was doing last night when I was calculating my own numbers was I was doing off of 16 instead of 17 games on purpose. If you project Barkley out on 16 instead of 17, he's at 2,390 total yards. So, I mean, that would break the NFL record for total yards.
Yeah, I do. Glenn's point is valid. It's like like baseball's been at 162 for so long now
Right.
that I think people just kind of, most people, there's not too many people that are still following the game day in and day out that were around for 140 game schedules.
Yeah, exactly. The 14 game schedule. I forget that one too.
Well, and two, going back to
I'm
the
talking
record
about
breaking,
baseball,
Eagles.
154.
Eagles single season. I mean, Barkley's going to just obliterate that record.
By the way, I was
Shady
listening
McCoy,
to
1607.
I was listening to a podcast with that record.
He's going to get broken in 2 games.
Yeah, and that would be fine. Like if he does it before the 17 game barrier.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast. Mike Florio was the guest, and he was talking about how the league is going to go to 18 games soon. That's his prediction, and that the number's 20. In other words, when he was a kid growing up, he said there was 14 regular season games. There was 6 preseason games. 6. Think about that.
That's 6 too many.
Then it was 4 preseason and 16 games. Now it's 3 preseason and 17 games. It's going to go to 18 games soon, he predicts.
With 2 buys,
2
right?
preseason games. And then eventually it'll be 20 games and no preseason. But the number is 20 that they always want to kind of have for the money.
A nice 10-10 record to end the season, huh?
10-10 this year. All right, Sports Bash Live, 97.3 ESPN, the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app, live video streaming on the X platform, YouTube, at Mike Gill Show. Used to hashtag SB Live. And we got so much more to go. Holy mackerel. What a game by Saquon Barkley. Got that. Alec Bohm, could he be on the move? We got that coming up on 97.3 ESPN.com. Meve Michkov with the game winner on Saturday. What does he do for an encore tonight against Vegas? You can listen to that game on our sister station, Rock 104.1. I'm Mike Gill. This is the Sports Bash Live at the Fanatics Sportsbook at the Gallery Bar, booking games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Hi, Merrill Reese for Mike's Seafood Polar Bear Run Walk for Autism in Sea Isle City. The Mike's Seafood Run Walk for Autism has been promoting awareness and raising funds for special service schools and families of special needs children. Come join over 5,000 participants in the 5K race and the Family Fun Walk, followed by a great after party. Join us in huge heated tents where there will be great food, unbelievable door prizes, and the awards ceremony. The party is not just for the runners and walkers, it's for the entire family. They'll have clowns, superheroes, and face painters for the kids. For more information or to register, go to polarbearrunwalkforautism.com. That's polarbearrunwalkforautism.com.
Mike's Seafood Run Walk for Autism is Saturday, February 15th at JFK and the Boardwalk in Sea Isle City. Registration is from 9:30 to 11:30. Run Walk starts at noon. That's Saturday, February 15th at JFK and the Boardwalk in Sea Isle City. Any day you could do something for children with disabilities, it's a good day.
I got a line.
He got a line.
She got a line. We got 4 lines. Cricket Nation. Cue finger guns. Really easy. Super stress-free. 5G so fast. Like blazing fast. Games and memes. You'll have a blast. You can get past 5G across 4 lines. You can get past 5G across 4 lines. As we discuss, take it from us. We 4 are 1. Cricket Nation.
And only $25 a line. Welcome to more lines. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Discount varies by line. Fees may apply. Terms and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Is your home ready for the season? Worried about rooms that just won't stay warm this winter? Call Jenkins Plumbing and Heating today to ask about a new energy-efficient system from American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning or a Mitsubishi Douglas system. With generous financing options through South Jersey Gas or Atlantic City Electric, Plus, additional savings through rebates from your local utility companies. Upgrading your system could also help lower your utility bills. Call Jenkins today or visit jenkinsandsons.com.
What if you could hear your favorite song for the first time again? Introducing the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. With an available Bose Personal Plus sound system that uses speakers in the headrest to create a 360-degree listening experience. You've never heard anything like this. Reimagine your music and your drive. Experience the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks for yourself at nissanusa.com today.
Available feature. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screams. Go to the Gallery. Go to the Fanatic Sportsbook. Go for the win at Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know, and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup available, you'll always find what you love only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Oh, yeah, it's on. Nissan.
If you're currently stuck in a loan or lease, AJ the Trade Man can get you released. Matt Blatt Nissan.com. It's on at Matt Blatt Nissan on the Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township.
This is the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network.
Progressive Insurance presents the Sports Flash on 97.3 ESPN. NBA Sunday, the Sixers fell to the LA Clippers 125-99. They have now dropped 6 of their last 7 games, now 3-13. Jared McCain led the Sixers with 18 points. Joel Embiid and Paul George sat out with injuries. Philadelphia returning Wednesday, hosting the Houston Rockets, wrapping up a 3-game homestand. The Flyers home tonight as they take on the Vegas Golden Knights. Philadelphia is coming off a 3-2 overtime victory against the Chicago Blackhawks, ending a 2-game losing skid. They hit the road Wednesday to take on the Nashville Predators. The Eagles with a 37-20 victory out in Los Angeles over the Rams Sunday night, going to 9-2 on the season. Saquon Barkley had touchdown runs of 70 and 72 yards. He finished with 255 yards on the ground, an Eagles franchise record. Jalen Hurts, 179 yards passing, had a touchdown to A.J. Brown, and Kenneth Gainwell also had a touchdown run for Philadelphia. I'm Tony Desiri, and that's your Sports Flash on 97.3 ESPN.
You're a winner when you play Borgata's Winning Wonderland. Now through December 28th, earn entries for your stake in over $1 million in prizes, including 2 2025 Range Rovers. Visit theborgata.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
From the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dan Zarrow. It's a very busy travel week around New Jersey with Thanksgiving just 3 days away. Unfortunately, the weather will get in the way at times. Maybe an isolated rain shower tonight as clouds build in, low 48. Quick round of rain tomorrow morning. Everybody gets wet. Clearing skies and breezy tomorrow afternoon, high 59. Sun to clouds, 51 on Wednesday. More rain coming up for Thanksgiving Day. Get weather 24/7 wherever you are. Download our free mobile app today.
This is an important safety message from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? Driving high will get you a DUI. And if you're wondering if law enforcement can tell you're driving high, well, everyone can. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI.
A message from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
We have the perfect solution for sitting in traffic.
Come with me.
The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Saquon leads the NFL in runs of 30-plus yards, 9 of them. 40-plus yards, he has 6 of them. 50-plus yard runs, 5 of them. And 60-plus yard runs, 2 70-plus yard touchdowns, 3 of them. During a 7-game win streak, the average yardage, 403 to 223. Average explosives, 9, which they're getting through the run game, not just pass game. They're getting through the run game in this entire thing. And they've outgained their opponent by 100-plus yards in every game during their 7-game win streak. The last team to do that in a season was the 1949 Eagles.
Yeah. Concrete Charlie. Steve Van Buren. Sports Bash Live. Fanatic Sportsbook. Man in the box. Can't keep him in the box. You know why? 500 scrimmage yards the last 2 games. Most of the 2-game span since 1977. You know who the last guy to do it was, Josh?
Let me see here. I mean, he said 1977, so I guess Walter Payton?
That is correct.
That Sports Geek does it again.
You're impressed by that answer.
Yes.
1,649 scrimmage yards this season, second most through 11 games with the team behind this man in 1983.
83? Would that be Earl Campbell?
No.
Got that one wrong.
Eric Dickerson.
That's the Dickerson one you were looking for.
That's the one. He enters the week here. Third game with 195 scrimmage yards this season. The rest of the NFL has 3 combined. That's what Saquon Barkley is doing. I got more numbers from my man Hembo. You want them? I got them. What do you got, Josh?
Well, I wanted to go over. So people have been talking about the idea of, well, all these quarterbacks have been winning the MVP award since 2012. And I happened to have Rob Motti on last week on 97.3 ESPN. And for those who don't know, you might have heard John McMullen mention it earlier on the Sports Bash. Rob is the guy who handles the MVP voting process. And he gave a little insight about there's a specific reason why, Mike, that Saquon Barkley actually does have a chance to win MVP this year. And it's because of how they've changed the voting system. Take a listen.
We used to ask voters to choose one person, a winner. Now that we ask for a second, third, and fourth, so you give us 5 choices in order, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's weighted, a point system, 10, 5, 3, 2, 1 in points. It's opened up the conversation these past 2 years to where Christian McCaffrey finished 3rd last year. Year before that, Justin Jefferson came in 5th.
Yeah, I mean, so the fact that you can say, hey, I'm going to vote for Saquon, someone could give him a first-place vote, someone can give him a third-place vote, someone can give him a second-place vote, yada, yada, yada. And if there's enough discrepancy at the top,
correct,
where there's somebody not getting a lot of first-place votes and that they're getting separated throughout, yeah, listen, I think he's got a legit shot for multiple reasons because of the historic nature of what he's doing. It took Peterson to make history. Now, I think Barkley's going to have to stay on this historic pace. Keep this in mind. The Eagles are 2.5 games up on Washington. Where's Washington in 3 weeks from now? Are they still on your tail, or have they faded completely? Where are you in the number 1 seed thing? In other words, how many games are you going to have to play at the end of the year? If you're in the play for the number 1 seed, in Week 18, are you guys playing Saquon Barkley against the Giants?
You have to consider if the number 1 seed's in play, right?
If the number 1 seed is in play, I think you have to.
So you're locked in at the number 2 already, no matter what. And they are, see, it's going to be hard because that means that, let's just say everything's playing out, yada, yada, yada. You're still 1 game behind them, whether they have 2 or 3 losses and you have 3 or 4 losses.
Well, again, I'll remind you what Detroit's schedule is down the stretch here, because with some of the wins and losses yesterday, it may make you think a little differently about the schedule. But after playing Thursday night against the Bears, then they play the next Thursday against the Packers. So 2 straight Thursdays for the Lions.
And 2 division games.
And 2 division games.
And by the way, the Packers are what? 2 games behind them.
2 games behind them, right.
And the Packers, in a tiebreaker scenario, the Eagles beat the Packers. Detroit, if they lose to the Packers, that's good for the Eagles.
They play twice. Did they already play once this year?
They already played the Packers once, and they beat them. So the Packers beat them this time, and
they beat them in Green Bay.
That's
that
correct.
offsets.
Right.
By the way, real quick, this hour, the Sports Batch is brought to you by a new sponsor of the show, Autumn Lake Healthcare Centers, skilled nursing rehabilitation with elite-level care in a warm and vibrant atmosphere. Visit autumnlakehealthcare.com to find a location near you. We welcome them as a new sponsor of the Sports Bash. So the Lions have back-to-back Thursdays, and then what?
Then they have the Buffalo Bills.
So they have 3 tough games. I mean, I think the Bears, at least with the new offensive coordinator, I thought Williams played his best game, period, yesterday. They're at least competent. Green Bay can beat them, obviously, and the Bills can beat them.
And then after that, they go to Chicago to play the Bears.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then they go to San Francisco to play the 49ers.
That team's a mess.
But if they could figure it out, like, for example, Brock Purdy apparently is already throwing again, and they're going to reassess him as this week progresses. So if they're healthy, let's say, by the time we get to December 30th, that could be a problem for the Lions.
Yeah, and yesterday they didn't have Bosa, but
Kittle.
Yeah,
Kittle played.
He had a good game.
They're banged up.
They are banged up. So, but the point
You
is the
said he
Lions
didn't play. Then you said he had a good game.
I tried to cover my tracks there on that one.
Did he have a good game?
He did.
He scored a touchdown, I think.
All right.
He did have a good game because he was sitting on my bench like I'm an
that's
idiot.
the thing for Saquon is if the Eagles lock up the NFC East and they – see, it'd be hard for them. I mean, if they lose to Baltimore this week, certainly plausible.
But it's an AFC game, so it doesn't go against their conference tiebreakers.
No, but they'd be 2 games behind Detroit if Detroit wins on Thursday.
Sure.
You're already going to know if Detroit wins or loses. And let's say they win, and on Thursday you lose. Now you're 2 games behind Detroit, and I don't know what the tiebreakers look like. Yeah, I can't imagine great because you lost to Atlanta and Tampa Bay.
Yeah, those are losses to Tampa and Atlanta earlier this year definitely hurt you.
Who did Detroit lose to this year?
Tampa.
They lost to Tampa at home. Detroit's overall conference record is 6-1. The Eagles are 6-2.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's going to be a thing down the stretch, is how many of the games late in the year against bad teams are going to matter. I mean, Dallas won yesterday. I didn't think they looked great in that game. It was 10-9 in the fourth quarter.
That fourth quarter was ridiculous.
Oh, I mean, crazy. The guy misplays the kickoff, picks it up, and takes it back for a touchdown. They have a Hail Mary pass that you never see happen, and it happens again for Washington. And then they try the onside kick, and the guy takes that back for a touchdown, which he shouldn't have done. I mean, it was a 3-minute span that you've never seen before in your life. So just by Dallas winning that game, it isn't like Dallas all of a sudden got their head screwed on straight.
No, they just did the Eagles a favor and knocked the Commanders down a notch.
Yeah, so the Eagles are 2.5 up on Washington.
Correct. Mike, you mentioned about the Eagles getting that 1 seed. That was another part of the conversation when it comes to Saquon Barkley and the MVP award, according to Rob Motti.
Saquon's in the conversation. It's just a matter of where is he on your ballot? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Adrian Peterson was the last non-QB to win it. We've seen that trend over the past decade where not only, Josh, is it a quarterback, is how many guys, not only are they QBs who win, but it's someone who helps his team earn a number 1 seed.
In fact, Mike, every person who has won the award since Adrian Peterson has had one of the top seeds in the postseason.
That would put Jared Goff in position to be there, but it would also put Josh Allen in position to be there.
That is correct. Yeah. So he does have some interesting competition if he gets up there. I mean, if the Eagles do, let's say, walk out with the 2 seed, I mean, are people going to really vote for Jared Goff over Saquon because of a 1-game difference, let's say? It sounds kind of silly to me.
Though, I think the biggest thing, and I know that McMullen kind of said, the voters won't look at this, but I don't think I agree with that. I think the voters are going to look at the story of the Giants and the offseason and all of that stuff. I think it's a story. I think that's a part of the whole Barkley
narrative
thing. Yeah, I
agree with you.
I think it's a whole part of the Barkley thing that this team told him basically go find a better deal. then circle back with us. So he does go find a better deal. He tells you, I'm not circling back. Go pound sand. The owner says, I couldn't sleep if he goes to play for the Eagles. And not only does he go play for the Eagles, he has a historic type of season. And I think the voters could look into this and say, you know what? This is a truly unbelievable story, and this guy's having a truly unbelievable season, maybe not because of it, but it's a part of it.
It definitely is a part of it, and I think them getting that top seed, I know as of right now on November 25th, I just put us a month ahead of time, November 25th seems a little daunting, but Damian Woody this morning on First Take, he explained the reason why he thinks the Eagles could steal that 1 seed from the Lions.
I think the Philadelphia Eagles are the most talented team in the National Football League if you just stack up their personnel. And obviously we've seen what Saquon Barkley, he's on a record-setting pace right now. The engine to this whole thing. We can talk about the Philadelphia offensive line, one of the best in the National Football League. We can talk about how this running game has really helped Jalen Hurts settle in and become the quarterback that we've been accustomed to seeing. We can talk about A.J. Brown. We can talk about Devontae Smith. And yes, that defense, Vic Fangio, that defense, and the way they're playing.
Listen, I think one of the things that's interesting about the Eagles is we talked a little bit about this before, but they're every bit as talented as Detroit is, right? I mean, which receiving crew do you like better, Detroit's
Eagles.
or Phillies?
Eagles, 100%.
Yeah, I'll go Eagles.
You got Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams, and then they got a couple other guys, but that's their top two against the Eagles' top two. They got Laporta or Goddard.
It's close.
I would probably go Goddard.
I mean, you could argue for Laporta because he actually gets used more in their offense.
You got their two-headed monster running backs with Montgomery and Gibbs against Barkley.
That's a tough one.
I still go
two-headed
Barkley.
monster. Would you go Barkley still?
I would go Barkley in part.
Barkley's the best of the three, but when you put the two of them together, they're right there.
As opposed to what Gainwell gives you.
Which is very little.
Scored a touchdown yesterday.
He did. To my dismay. Well, I was
you
hoping.
You have Saquon in fantasy?
No, I bet anytime touchdown for Hurts yesterday. And I had an anytime touchdown for Barkley, A.J. Brown, Cooper Kupp, and Jalen Hurts.
What'd you bet half the team? It
That would have
sounds
been a nice payout.
It would have been a nice payout. Unfortunately, here I am, still working this job.
Well, there's a sports book right over there. You could try again tonight.
You know what else I hit on was in that bet was A.J. Brown over 5.5 receptions.
You got that?
I did. The only one I didn't get was Jalen Hurts tush push touchdown, which I thought was a gimme, but I didn't get it. But I do have a bet for you guys tonight. The Bet365 play of the day is coming up next. We're live here at the Fanatics Sportsbook inside Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Got the Maui Classic games live all day, all week.
All day. All week, yeah, you're right. Maui Invitational all week.
All of them. Got tournaments. It's tournament time. Saw West Virginia playing Gonzaga tonight. You going to watch that?
Oh, no, I'm doing Ravens Chargers tonight.
No Flyers?
I'll check in, but it's Ravens Chargers. Harbaugh Bowl.
All right, coming up, Bet365 play of the day, and we'll see how I did on Friday's show. That's next. This is the Sports Bash.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. It's a big AFC matchup coming up this week from Los Angeles, and it's a battle of the brothers. The 7-4 Baltimore Ravens, coached by John Harbaugh, traveling west to take on the 7-3 Chargers, coached by Jim Harbaugh, on Monday Night Football.
Listen to Monday Night Football on 97.3 ESPN. Brought to you by Ace Hardware Home Services, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com to book today.
You know, there's only one. It's the Black Friday sales event at Kindle, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Hey, it's Chris Coleman. Ford brand owners and lessees, welcome to the Jeep brand family. Get a $2,000 bonus cash allowance towards the purchase or lease of select 2024 and 2025 Jeep brand gas vehicles. Financing through Stellantis Financial through 12/2/24. See Kindle for details. Check out Kindle's huge 100-acre lot just off Exit 10 of the Parkway, on Stone Harbor Boulevard and KindleDodge.net.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot, so let's get to decorating. Find your perfect tree in our huge assortment of shapes, sizes, and styles. Like the easy-to-assemble Jackson Noble fir, with pre-lit branches perfect for styling with all your favorite ornaments. Or the Flock Starry Light Fraser fir, with over 1,900 pre-lit memory wire branches that keep their shape so it's ready right out of the box. Ooh. Find the perfect tree now at the Home Depot.
Cooper's our new neighbor down the shore.
Introducing Cooper University Hospital, Cape Regional.
Healthcare is going to improve in Cape May County.
We're excited to bring our award-winning care to our new neighbors in Cape May and Atlantic counties. You'll have greater access to top specialists, advanced technology, innovative treatments, and outstanding cancer care at MD Anderson Cancer Center at Cooper. Cooper University Healthcare.
Extraordinary happens here.
Let's face it, winter can be a hard season. It's cold pretty much all the time. Blizzard. You have to shovel. Another blizzard. You slip on ice. But you know what makes winter suck a little less? Getting a free phone. Join Cricket Nation and get a free Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. Ooh, ouch. Welcome to enjoying more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Must open a new line on the $60 unlimited plan. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Craving a tasty breakfast or lunch? Come on down to Hot Bagels and More. They've got fresh baked bagels, irresistible spreads, and a mouth-watering selection of sandwiches, perfect for any appetite. Join them in Northfield, Atlantic City, Summers Point, and 2 locations in Margate for flavors that keep you coming back. Don't miss their homemade tuna and chicken salad, along with hearty soups. Order ahead or take advantage of their catering options for your next event. Hot Bagels and More, where every bite is a delight. Visit hotbagelsandmore.com or stop in today.
Target Black Friday deals are here. And with up to 50% off gifts, you can make so many wishes come true. There's up to 50% off tech, video games, toys, and board games for gifts filled with wonder. Plus up to 50% off small appliances, floor care, holiday trees, and so much more. You'll even save on all the essentials to get your house ready for the magic of the season. And there's free shipping when you spend $35. Save more on gifts with Black Friday deals. Happier holidays from Target. Restrictions apply.
For 75 years, Jenkins Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been the name you trust, where one call does it all. Jenkins expert technicians have been delivering top-notch service to local homeowners. Renovating your kitchen or bath? Call Jenkins. Need a new heating or air conditioning system, service or maintenance, or even ductless air conditioning? Jenkins has you covered. They also specialize in water heaters, boilers, oil service, plumbing and drain cleaning, water line, and sewer main repairs or replacements. Call 609-641-6262 or visit jenkinsandsons.com today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-611-7272. 800-611-7272.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Wrap up your workday with the all-new Chickies and Pete's Happy Hour with unbeatable specials weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy half-price orders of Chickies medium tender wings, one of our tasty and delicious pizzas, or an order of mouth-watering hot, cold, or fried shrimp. Plus $3 domestic bottled beers, $5 Tito's, and $6 seltzers. It's the all-new Happy Hour, weekdays, 4 to 6 p.m., only at Chickies and Pete's. Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Now, for a limited time, it's buy one, get one free snow crab legs every Tuesday and Wednesday. Buy one, get one free, and enjoy the sweet, delicate flavor of snowy white crab meat. Pair it with one of our handcrafted cocktails like the Stoli Vanilla Creamsicle or the Bourbon Peach Sweet Tea. Top it off with Chickie and Pete's world famous crab fries. Buy one, get one free snow crab legs every Tuesday and Wednesday for a limited time. Restrictions apply only at Chickies and Pete's.
You're listening to The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, getting ready to get out of here. Time for the Bet365 play of the day. Josh, how do we do?
Mike, you went 2-2 on Friday. I maybe need to stay away from the over-unders because you got both of the Chiefs and Eagles games hit under in both of them. So maybe stay away from those. But you got the other two picks, right? UNLV did cover the 7.5. And you predicted an A.J. Brown touchdown on Friday. So that gets you to 2-2 overall. You are 69-48.
69-48. By the way,
that A.J. Tutty almost dropped that thing.
Nadu gave you more winners. Notre Dame, he gave you against Army.
Ohio State.
And Ohio State against Indiana. I don't remember
did.
the third one.
He gave out Michigan, Tarleton State.
That was the basketball game.
That was a 30-point spread. Michigan didn't cover that.
But there was, what was the other football game?
That Nadu gave?
Yeah, it was Notre Dame over Navy. That one.
You want me to track your picks and Nadu's picks?
Oh, I mean, I'm trying to remember what he gave us. I know those two hit.
I can barely track my own picks. I got to remember what Nadu picked.
Well, if you want to win money, he's 2-0 on those two. I can't remember the third one. What was that third one? I'll have to see if I can think of it. All right, here's my Bet365 plays of the day. I got the Pacers over 224 against the Pelicans. I got the Knicks plus 3.5 against Denver tonight. And I like the under in the NFL game, 50.5.
As do I. I got 51.
Ooh, good number for you.
My number.
Well, right now at ESPN Bet, it's 50.5. So there you go. All right. That'll do it. What was Nadu's other game? Anybody out there remember? Text it in, 609-403-0973. I definitely know it was Notre Dame over Army, Ohio State over Indiana. What was the third game? Who was the third man? Was it Kansas? Not against Colorado. By the way, Kansas outrighted Colorado. Like that. All right, that'll do it for us. Tomorrow, we're live at Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township, so stop out there tomorrow and see us. Thanks to the people who came by and said hello to us here today at the Fanatic Sportsbook. And again, we want to welcome our new sponsor on board, Autumn Lake Healthcare, skilled nursing rehabilitation with elite-level care in a warm and vibrant atmosphere. Visit autumnlakehealthcare.com to find a location near you. Have a great night, everybody.
This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles